Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. I decided to do a quick show. I'm not going to be on too long, and I'm not going to try. I'm gonna try not to get loud because y'all know how I always get loud whenever I talk about something that I'm passionate about. My tone is always loud. That's how I always been in my whole life. So people mistake me being loud with being, mad or angry. But no, I'm naturally loud. I cannot, conform to what you want me to be. This is who I am. So I want to say, guys, thank you so much for attending. I noticed in the chat you guys were assuming this show was about a certain individual, but it isn't. But I want to remind you guys that anyone that is in my circle, when I find out some things about you, I cut people off. The first thing I want to tell people is that don't come into my circle telling me you're real, you're not like this person, you're not like that person, because you are worse than that person. Every time I make a move, everybody's watching everything I do and they try to assume things. One thing I learned from September of 2023 to now, that the Black people that attempted to come into my life needing help, needing guidance, they only came into my circle to use me. Each person that came into my life was either broke, they were bums, they had a small, tiny page, and they wanted a piece of the action. They wanted to act like they needed help, act like they needed my guidance. Whole time they're plotting to try to hurt me or shut me down. And these are Black people I'm talking about. This community is very, very dangerous, and it's caused me to change up how I do things moving forward. So there is an individual that you guys are familiar with, and I'm not going to give him any light. I'm not going to give his name any light. But you guys know that when this person was in my life, I advocated for this person, told you guys how they made me a song, told you guys how if you want to, them to make a song for you, reach out to me and I'll set that up. Always praise this person. I was this person's mentor, got them into school, took phone calls at different times of the day. Every time this person got into some drama, I was the first person they called. The first. This person knew of one of my 5 partnerships. One of my 5. I don't tell everybody everything. And just like I get a partnership, I could lose a partnership if we don't work out with each other. And that's fine. I'm working with you, not for you. You guys have to understand. But that same person that you guys are mentioning, I didn't even know this person did a live trying to destroy my character, because this person ran to the police and told him he was scared of me. This guy that's almost 50 years old is scared of me, the queen of accountability. The same person that threatened Jay Lethal on a live, the same person that makes threats to people in person, ran to the police and told them he was scared of me. So don't think that people are for you, because the minute you can't do something for somebody, they run to the nearest YouTube channel. I got information. And that YouTube channel doesn't even know what's going on behind the scenes, because nobody goes to me. Anytime someone comes into my life and they tell me they've been recording our calls from day one, that all these things that can hurt me in the end if I told them something personal about me. To me, you were a fraud from day one. I don't move like that. And like I told people, I don't dox people that come into my life. I dox people who threaten my life. That's the only time I will dox somebody. And that's why I find out later that people have criminal records. And people forget their criminal records for assault and domestic violence and property damage and bodily harm on women. Woo! That's what I had in my circle. So before you go and tell a cop, I'm scared of Daphne, remember your record. It won't work. Not only that, when people come to me and tell me they've had dealings with you and that you were mad about an order that somebody made for you, and you got so mad at the way they made your chicken that you waited 2.5 hours for the person's son to get off work, and then you attempt to jump them, but instead you get your ass whooped. That was what was in my circle. A person that would wait 2.5 hours for a 17-year-old child to beat his ass and then tell me you got jumped and put me into it. So I want to tell you guys, a lot of these Black men that have come into my life, they're not for me either. They're not. They only wanted my guidance. And this person, I never charged a penny. But if I added up all the hours I've spoken to this person over the almost 8 months, I would say we spoke at least 50 hours or more. because this person always had an issue, was always in a fight, but they're scared of me. Little old me. And you got a record longer than the plumbers, and you're scared of moi? That is crazy talk. And then you can't wait to hop on someone's podcast after you went down to the police station. But you talk about you tough and you from the South Side. You're not, bruh. Stop the cap. And it's crazy how when I give people money and I do things for people, they forget all that the minute I can't do something for them. The Black community is very dangerous. And the sad part about it is now I don't trust anybody. I will not trust anybody else. If anyone wants to speak to me, you're going to pay to speak to me. My time would no longer be wasted ever again. I learned a valuable lesson. But one thing I want to tell you guys is stop believing an unhinged person. At least come to me and ask me what happened. See, one thing about me, when I cut you off, I move on. Every time I cut somebody off, they make a big production about it. That says a lot about them, not me. I'm used to cutting people off when I find things out that I don't support. If you're beating on women, if you're beating on kids, I can't ride with you because then that means I support it. I might as well support the plumber. And when I find things out about you and I get statements from businesses about you, yeah, I have to cut you off. You can tell people whatever you want. I don't care. I don't. It just helps me to tell those same cops you went to, this is the man that said he's scared, but he's not scared to go on YouTube and bash me. Come on, you guys. If you're going to make up a story about me, at least play victim. You're not playing victim right. But I noticed that everybody I cut off in my life, they made a big production of it on social media because that was their motive from day one. I don't bash people or bring up conversations we had because we can do that. Bring up money I sent you. We can do that. Nothing was free. Never charged you a penny, but I paid my dues. All I'm asking y'all to do is stop believing lies from people. Because one thing I learned about these cases that I've been working, Black people couldn't wait to be on my team because they wanted a piece of the pie, but they didn't want to put in none of the work. And then when you cut them off, they talk about things that you guys did when you were on talking terms. That just tells you about their character. They think they're doing themselves a favor, but they're not. They're letting people know you can't trust me. Hey, you can't trust me. Good job. You're letting people know your credibility. But one thing I learned is that the loudest one in the room is the one that you need to be looking at. I'm always quiet. I wasn't even going to talk about this person, but I saw 7 comments about the person, and I couldn't believe it. It wasn't even about him because I cut him off and moved on a long time ago. But they can't let me go because they still need my money and my time. So they want to keep on talking about me in a way. But one thing this person can't say about me is that I ever asked them for a dime. But can they say the same? Hell no, they can't. There were times where I fed this person. But hey, I'm a bad person. Let them say that. But don't come off like you a G and you live this street life. But you run into the police and crying, saying you're scared of me. And then they look at your criminal record and they're laughing at you like, dude, bruh, you just whooped a 17-year-old's ass or tried to. You tried to whoop a 17-year-old's ass. And you're scared of Daphne? You just got into it with women at a job and you're scared of Daphne? It won't work. They always look at your record. This is why people go back into your record to determine if you are credible when you're telling them a story. The reason for my show today is because ever since this plumber situation, I hadn't even been working the case that long. But all these Black men are attacking me. But I don't see these Black men attacking bigger YouTube channels that called the plumber a fraud. It's just me they want. And I'm not understanding. I wasn't the one who released his background. That was other pages. I didn't even go that route. But you guys are saying it was me, and it wasn't. I recall Abba and Preach talking about the protective order and how he was pimping and pandering. That was way before I came out with anything. But how come he's not attacking Abba and Preach? Because those are men. You guys are not understanding what he's doing. He's only going for women. But my question is, how come Black men are so mad at me? Because I held another Black man accountable. His record doesn't matter. His record absolutely matters. It matters. When you decide to go viral, when you decide to go on a dating show and you know you got cases in all these states, unpaid child support, all this stuff going on, you mean to tell me none of that's going to be exposed if you do a show that can go viral? Guys, we got to use our head here. You got to use your head on that one. All that hate that I've been getting from Black men, I'm still getting random phone calls. People are making false orders on my website, putting in orders that I know that are not real, making up names, Michael Jackson, Never Neverland. That shit ain't funny. That's my business. And it's not funny to me. But you men are riding for another man. Is he paying you? Are you guys having sex? Do you guys have a relationship? Because I haven't seen Black men go hard for a pookie before. This is new to me. It's new to me. And I just don't understand why I'm getting all the threats and all the harassment from other men. This is not women doing this. I know it isn't. It's men. But I want to take you guys down to memory lane because a lot of you guys forgot what I did to Rhoda. Rhoda Osmond did a similar scam that he's doing. She just made more money. He blamed Black women for calling his job 500 times. Rhoda blamed Black men. What is the difference, you guys? The difference is that Black women did not say they wanted to kill me or make threats to me. I mean, they did TikToks, they talked their shit, but it wasn't to this extreme. Rhoda made direct threats to me, so she's actually tougher than a plumber because she made her threats direct. She didn't create a fake number and say, he doesn't live in Louisiana, he lives in Phoenix. She was direct with her shit, so I actually respect her more than I do the plumber because he hides. But getting 5 to 10 calls a day at random times, sometimes at 3, 4 in the morning, that isn't fair because that's my hotline. So when people call me that late, I assume it's a 911. And every time it's someone fucking with me and I have to block them and block them and block them. It's tearing into the people that really need me. Y'all don't realize what I do for the Black community outside of YouTube. I have a lot of clients, men and women. And they know my slogan. They know if they call me that late, it's an emergency. I'm picking up. Then when I pick up, I hear breathing and they hang up. Why are y'all messing with me? This all happened since exposing the plumber. But I'm not the only one that exposed them. But I feel like I'm the one that's being attacked. I don't understand. I don't understand why people can't just see what this man is doing, accept it, and say, Daphne, you did that shit. But they can't do that. I want to take you guys down to memory lane. Because when Rhoda came out in September that she was being, that she got assaulted, I was on the case since day one. The first day I seen her post, I was on the phone with 3 different police departments. Nobody wanted me to stop when it was Rhoda. Whether she's a Black American or not, she's a woman. And nobody wanted me to stop. So to those who don't know why I keep calling him his last name Osmond, I'm not going to say his first name, but why I refer to him as Rhoda, because he did a similar scam. And these Black men still love him. They love him. They don't care that he's a deadbeat dad. They don't care that he owes child support. They don't care that he has victims in 4 different states with 4 similar stories. None of that matters to these men. But you said he didn't have a license. I sure did. At the time, his license could not be verified. And even when he showed the YouTubers his license, he still covered up the logo. I showed you guys the unedited version. Why would he cover up the city? Because he wants you to believe that he's also licensed in New Mexico. He isn't. The LLC is there, but the license is in Phoenix. I verified it. Why lie about that? He's doing humanitarian work with his brother. If I get my brother on, that's not humanitarian work. That's me helping my blood. You're supposed to do that. So then if that is humanitarian work, my family owe me. I need a medal because I'm always helping my family. I'm always putting in work. But he disguised it as an at-risk youth, but y'all still think he's out there helping. Look at him helping these women sing. You know how easy it is to tell 2 women to act like I'm here to help you? Here, I give you $20. These could be friends of his. These can be friends of his family. Y'all don't know, but y'all don't care. Look at him. Here's a video of him fixing something. And he could have been doing that during the apprenticeship. Stop playing with me. No timestamps on any of this shit. But y'all think he out there really doing the work. No, he's not. He's playing y'all, and y'all don't care. So to some of these people that don't know who Rhoda is, I want to remind you that I was on her worse than I was the plumber. And y'all never told me to let up on her. I was on her like a fly on an elephant. I was not coming off of her. Nobody had anything negative to say. You black men loved me. What's your cash app, queen? I love what you're doing, queen. Nobody threatened me at the rate that I'm being threatened by the plumber's friends and the plumber. And I ain't even been on the case that long. The video was posted, what, June 12th? It ain't been that long. And in that time, I'm being harassed. But I don't see nobody else being harassed when they were the ones that posted the Craigslist stuff and the robberies and the pimping. And I didn't. So why y'all on me so hard? What did I do? So to those people that don't understand, let me just take you a little bit down memory lane.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why is this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they all just watch, and they let that nigga get in a corner. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women? I don't even care about my face because I'm still gonna be prettier than all of y'all niggas because I have a pretty heart. But my heart is broken, y'all. My heart is broken because I would stand up for any of y'all. I stand up for everybody. I stand up for everybody. And nobody ever stands up for me. And my heart is broken.
And you know, nobody ever stands up for me. I have never in my life. Y'all, when that video came out, I was on the phone with the police. 3 different police departments until I found the one in her area. I was on it from day one. I was on her. I was on her so hard that she didn't mind sending me death threats. And I didn't mind. I wasn't scared of Rhoda. And even to this day, the sergeant told me, "You have a year. You can still file charges." I'm good. I knew that they were dry threats. I knew Rhoda wasn't about that life. It didn't scare me. I'm not built like that. I let this woman threaten me and tell people to find out my location. Y'all, it gets deeper. Check this out.
You think you fucking with me, but I'm about to lay your ass to rest. See where I'm at? I'm at the cemetery. Bitch, I'm about to lay you to rest. It's coming right back to you. Y'all, this is the first time I've even acknowledged this unhinged woman. The queen of accountability. The queen of delusion. She calls herself a life coach with no emotional intelligence. And she's a fake lawyer too, because apparently she's suing me. And she's a fake police officer because apparently she has an investigation on me. And apparently she's a fake judge because she's about to put a felony on me. A fake prosecutor because she's about to put a felony on me too. This woman is crazy. And the people that are following her are all these men, all these incels, who have, the guys who thought that sexy red's vagina, the outer vagina was actual pink. Yeah, those are the men who follow her. And can you imagine, she's married and she was crying about people talking about her marriage, but it's like, can you imagine that, like, in order for you to keep your husband, you have to destruct and destroy women. Imagine that's what you have to do to get picked. Meanwhile, girls like me are just chasing niggas away. Sad! Like, sis, it's been 7 weeks and you haven't been able to find nothing on me. And all you do is tell fake stories. So I literally posted on my story about my experience on this weekend with these girls. And I told y'all I wasn't harmed. Like, what is that? A little scratch? Like a little outer scratch? I don't feel physically harmed. Like, I just hope nothing ever happens to her because I don't know who's coming to your rescue. Not your husband and not us. But girl, keep doing what you're doing. Because you were building a case for me. And when I say that you're gonna be crying some Tasha K tears later, because you know Tasha K, she just kept doubling down on Cardi B. Kept doubling down, and now she got a $3 million judgment. She can't ever buy a house. She done messed up her 4 kids' lives. And girl, you and your husband gonna have to be paying me forever. Because every dollar or cent you made, I'm taking it. And everything you gonna make in the future, I'm taking it. Because this bitch really said I was buying diamonds and pearls. Has she seen my bank statements? Does she see the receipt? This woman has 0 receipts. She's already said like 20 fraudulent things about me. And they're all on the internet public. And I've downloaded every single one. Daphne, I already got you in a chokehold. If I was you, I would get on my knees and repent. Say sorry. Publicly apologize. Because if you don't, I swear to God, those Tasha K tears, we're going to put them on t-shirts and make even more money off of you.
Wow. If you guys noticed, Rhoda said a couple of threats to the Queen of Accountability, right? She's going to sue me. You're going to cry Tasha K tears. Guys, all I did was laugh because I figured you'd say that. So when Rhoda said that I had nothing on her, right? Everybody was like, see, Queen of Accountability, you're lying. Ain't nothing gonna happen to Rhoda. Here you are in somebody's business. Mind your business. Go be with your husband. Find a job. Y'all listen. Women did come at me, but not like the men are coming at me over the plumber. Rhoda threatened to sue me. She's talking about Tasha K and Cardi B. Tasha K said Cardi B was snorting coke in front of her kids. That's defamation. What I'm saying that this woman did was true. She's a lying motherfucker. But I want to remind you guys, I made over 50 calls to the Houston police in that 5 months. I called them so much that they knew me by name. I was on these detectives so hard that I started talking to their boss, the sergeant in Houston, financial crimes. All those recordings you heard, Rhoda said I was lying. We knew in October it was a bottle and not a brick. Some of y'all found that out in January when I released that she was wanted on the felony warrant. But those people that said I was working with Daphne, no receipts that they sent me anything on September the 4th. What got Rhoda in trouble was that she did this scam 3 years prior and it worked. She amassed almost $5,000, right? And never reported this alleged assault. That is 100% what got Rhoda in trouble. I sent that to the police, not her ex-friend, not anybody else telling you they're working the case. But a lot of these people think it was her Instagram videos, her being assaulted by 2 women again. None of that mattered because the Houston police was following Rhoda on her Instagram. So that's why a lot of these YouTubers look like dummies that are saying, ooh, she stole a video from me. It belonged to Rhoda, honey bun. So when you took it off her page, it was no longer, it wasn't yours. It was still hers. So don't sit there and say I'm a thief for using an Instagram video. It didn't change the dynamics of the case. They were following Rhoda. There were 2 policemen following Rhoda on her Instagram and she didn't even know it because she had 27,000 followers. She wasn't looking at that. So I didn't send them any of her Instagram videos because they didn't need it. They didn't need it. So to all those people who think it was their Instagram videos, TikTok, that didn't do shat. It was September the 4th when I sent them her first scam that she got away with. So now that you guys know that, please shut the fuck up on that part. It's getting old. You didn't do shit. You thought you could use me and it didn't work. That's why the detective said Daphne Sutton. They didn't say none of y'all motherfuckers' name. They said mine. So stop the cap. They wanted me to fly out there, not y'all. So stop the cap. But while Rhoda was over here telling y'all that I was going to be sued, the women were happy. The men said, Daphne, don't let up. Stay on her neck. Where were those men at when I posted Rhoda's background? I'm listening. Hey, black men, y'all mad at Aaron's background being out there? What about Rhoda's? We were talking about her sucking D, right? All her cases out of Minnesota, all her cases out of Houston, all of that mattered in this case because it showed her character. Anytime you go viral, if you know you got a criminal record, it's getting exposed. Anytime a black man is shot by the police, what do the news, what do? They pull up your background because they wanted to look like you were a criminal already and you deserve to be shot. No matter what we do in life, we can't run from our background. When you go for a job, who do they want to call? Your past employer. Why? Why? Because they want to establish who they're hiring. You can't run from your background, y'all. Why do you think employers do background checks? Because they're not going to hire killers and panderers and pimps and thieves. Hello? Are y'all shocked? But when I pulled Rhoda's record, you guys told me, stay on her, queen. What's your cash app? I knew she was a hoe. Look at her. Assault, assault. Y'all didn't care when I pulled Rhoda's record, right? But the plumber's record, we have to give him grace. Nah, not going to happen. No. No. I say it again. Y'all didn't say anything to me negative when I was on Rhoda. But when I'm on the plumber this short time, it's a problem with you men. You don't want me to upset your boyfriend, your king? Because that's what I feel. You guys are going too hard for this man. And no matter how many women came on this show and said similar accounts, you guys are still stuck on the, but you said he didn't have a license. Get past that. Because if someone tells you to produce it and it takes you a week to do it, you ain't got it. That's the way I live. If I got something I can show you in a day, I can show you right now. If I got it on me, if I got to get it out of a storage, okay, I can show you, but it won't take me a week. If a job tells you we need you to provide proof of your license in 3 days and you don't, do you think they're going to hire you still because you said you got a license? No. They have to see that shit to believe it. That's the world we live in. So I need y'all to stay off of this license crap. We're beyond that. People are not mad about him going on the show and defending himself against those women. Do your thing. It's what he did after the show. So y'all just heard Rhoda say, I'm going to be sued. But when I started getting into her and really exposing her, her whole mood changed. Check this out.
I told y'all every time I come outside, I got to go back to the hospital and get panic attacks. Having a panic attack right now. Oh my God, y'all, this anxiety is really bad. Y'all can play these internet games if y'all want to, but I wouldn't play the spiritual game. Unless you're ready. I had to come out! I was like, yo, I ain't been outside! I'm back out! You think you fucking with me, but I'm about to lay your ass to rest. See where I'm at? I'm at the cemetery. Bitch, I'm about to lay you to rest. I'm asking for support because I cannot do this by myself. I'm a full-time mother, I'm a full-time student, and I'm a full-time employee. And I have done everything I can to reach out to get an investigator, get all the information. I've pretty much done everything for them, including giving them a confession video of this man saying that he assaulted me and that he does not care. And they've had that video since the week before Thanksgiving, and they have not done anything about it. They have not moved forward in the case, and they won't respond to me. I have left over 20 voicemails, over 20 emails, and guess what? They respond to people who have nothing to do with this case.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Daphne Sutton.
Delinquency prevention programs and reaches out to Houston's diverse communities to promote cultural understanding, civic engagement, and volunteer public service. Learn more at www.houstontx.gov.
Okay, I was helping out with the case. It was a assault case of a black woman 2 months ago. I provided them with over maybe 20 emails of evidence because the person that's claiming she was assaulted is now harassing me and is now making threats to me. I also have a fraud case against this person, and I already filed the police report in my jurisdiction, and Sergeant McCoy is aware of that police number.
I'm happy to speak to my supervisor, like I said, as soon as I put you on hold.
Okay.
But I'm aware of that case, and they have already concluded that case. They had ample evidence that they don't need additional evidence. They had extreme evidence that she was being untruthful. And they more than sufficient evidence to prove that already, and the case has already been concluded.
Gotcha, bitch!
Yeah. So I posted that, and everybody said that I made up that phone call. that I hired someone to act like the police. I got the music off of YouTube, and I made that call look good. They would never tell you they have ample evidence and that the case was concluded. So when that evidence came out, everybody still called me a liar. But the men said, Daphne, don't let up. Stay on Rhoda's neck. That's what the black men said to me. I was their hero. And I did just that. I stayed on Rhoda's neck and I didn't let up. And then I got the call that I can look online and find the charge. And guess what happened?
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor?
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral, a blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis. Prosecutors allege theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down. The GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Rhoda Osmond has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osmond did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston Police.
There's my proof. Everybody, if you can see that, it says
and this is what I'll do for you.
Okay.
When charged, the report is, still confidential information.
Right. Yes.
But charges are public information.
Correct, sir.
So if charges are filed, I will call you and let you know, so you can look them up on the Harris County database.
Okay.
Is that a good deal?
That's a good deal.
I have it written down, but give me your phone number again.
Yes, sir. 2295.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So when all those people told you they worked the case, that was me on the phone with the sergeant who's over every one of those detectives. And what did he say, guys? If or when charges come about, I will call you. What's your number again? So when people wanted to know how I knew, how I was the first one in the entire world to let y'all know that Rhoda was wanted on a felony warrant, who do you think I got the information from to go look online and find it? So all those bloggers and people that are hating on me telling you, I solved the case. Daphne just sat on her ass. Come on, you guys. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. I'm not going to keep defending myself over something I know I did that y'all didn't do. So again, I had a great relationship with the sergeant. You can't just become cool with a sergeant where they ask you for your direct line. You feel what I'm saying, y'all? Yeah. But people said that call was fabricated too. But when I released that news that she was wanted, everybody got to looking online, and Daphne didn't disappoint. I didn't let up. And these black men called me their hero. There were still black men talking about me. They referred to me as a TikToker. I let them do it. I'm not going to lie. Many news outlets reached out to me. They reached out to me for a story, and I didn't give it to them. Everybody wanted me to ride that clout wave, and I didn't. Y'all didn't see me doing no news or telephone calls. We could do it over the phone. I'm good. Why? Because I did not expose this woman to be famous. It's because it's the right thing to do. Are y'all not seeing my motive yet? Because a lot of people think I do things for money. Don't you think I could have taken this opportunity and made millions? I could have flew out to Houston and gave them an exclusive. I didn't do any of that. None of that. Didn't share my website. None of that. It wasn't about the money. It's about the morals, the right thing to do. Y'all forgot I had Rhoda's ex-fiance and her ex-friend on the same show. I didn't let up on her. But y'all didn't come at me like you're coming at me. Like, I'm just not understanding. You black men love that. Is it because it was a woman? Y'all don't want to see your own men go down. You just want me to only hold women accountable. Well, I can't do that for y'all. If there's more plumbers, I'm going to be on them. Because it's the right thing to do, y'all. And no matter how many people hate me, this is how I know people are mad at me. They're still on the license part. If I can't verify your license, you don't have one until you produce it. But you'll see that when he produced it, I already posted it on my Instagram. Look at my evidence and look at his. He covered up his license number and the logo of the state. But when you look at my page, it's open. So ask yourself how I got an unedited license and his was edited. Make it make sense, y'all. Come on, people. But even after the detectives said my name, there were still black men that were coming at me. Do y'all remember this? Let me bring y'all back a little bit on this.
They were able to find video of the defendant and another person who they believe was the accused assaulter. They got in the car. They both got out the car. The defendant slapped the male, who responded by slapping her back. He did have a water bottle on his hand, and we think that's what left a mark on her face, but it was mutual combat. That's what they said. So they charged this woman with fraud because she said she was hit by a brick, but they said she was hit by a water bottle, but they do acknowledge she was hit. They do acknowledge it was marks left on her face. So she can't get a GoFundMe to take care of what. And then this really the part that had me scratching my ass. TikTokers provide police information on Osman false claims past alleged scams. During the investigation, detectives said they received call from Daphne Sutton, a mental health advocate and blogger on TikTok, who believed Osman was conducting a scam because similar situation happened in Minneapolis in 2020. Daphne Sutton, the queen of accountability that literally made about 30, you know what I'm saying, it's exaggeration. I say probably like 10 to 15 different Twitter videos about her calling Houston law enforcement and saying, hey, Ro, yeah, she's scamming. Queen of accountability. So according to law enforcement, it was a plastic water bottle that left this mark on her face. Not no saline, not no injections, not that she made it up. Like, it was a water bottle, apparently.
So y'all saw how that man said my name, right? Right? He said my name. He insulted me and tried to say that what I was saying wasn't right. But if you guys look at the article that was put out by the Houston News, they said that they got a call from Daphne Sutton, who told them about her previous scam. That was September the 4th. So anybody telling you that they were feeding me information, tell them to show you September the 4th. I bet you $1,000 cash app. They not going to show you anything. I was on my own working this case by myself because I knew she was full of crap. And when I found that previous GoFundMe and I looked it up in Minnesota and didn't see a correlation, oh, I knew it was over for her. That is the reason why she's going to be facing 2 to 10 years. And I'm hoping that they stick with this because I want to tell you what the plumber is doing is also considered financial crimes. When you lie to deceive people to get donations. If I tell you guys that I'm going to be out there giving out free water bottles to the homeless and you guys give me $5,000 and I go to the club and make it rain, hey, that's deception. I lied to you guys. He told you the money was for humanitarian work, but he was trying to withdraw the funds on his birthday saying, hey, y'all gonna tell me how to spend my money? It isn't your money. That money's supposed to go to humanitarian work. And he even had attorneys kissing his ass. The same attorney that went on his show and said that I was on trial for fraud. That's defamation, sir. How the fuck you're gonna try to sue me for some shit that you're doing? You got me mixed up with a different person. He said I had felonies. That is, guys, you can't make this up. How you an attorney or used to be an attorney and you don't know how to do your proper research on me? You think I have felonies? Show me those felonies because I never seen them. Somebody must be acting like me out there. But this man told his followers, I'm on trial for fraud and I have felonies. That is 100% incorrect. I don't have a criminal record. I don't have no charges or convictions at all. But you're talking about you're suing me. You made a big mistake, sir. Now I'm coming for you because you lied to people. Y'all following this black woman who's on trial for fraud and has felonies. Who told you that, my stalker? So now y'all creating a criminal record for me. Y'all might as well make up a criminal record and put some stuff on there, because it ain't true. So I found it funny how that same attorney, he also talked about Rhoda Osmond and called her a scammer, called her a 304. The same attorney was attacking this woman too on his podcast. But he's praising the plumber for doing the same stuff that Rhoda did. So black men, y'all got some explaining to do. I'm disappointed in y'all. Y'all true colors really came out with this plumber. Y'all gonna go hard for y'all king, huh? Y'all going hard for y'all man. Y'all going harder for him than y'all own kids. I'm confused. Y'all think that these women are mad about a game show? No. He had every right to go in on them women. You go in on me, I go in on you. It's fair game. We're not talking about the game show. We're not talking about that. But y'all want to sit on that because it feels good to say, well, y'all just mad because of this. No. He said that black women called his job 500 times. Rhoda said black men stood there and watched her get assaulted. Tell me how these are not the same, you guys. The man said he got fired. You guys felt bad for him. And he still, to this day, hasn't produced any records of this imaginary job. I mean, he could have went to Microsoft Word and created some shit. He didn't even do that. I guess they're still negotiating the severance because he was a hard worker, y'all. He worked his ass off, y'all. Even though he was in like 4 states during that time, he was still working hard and doing humanitarian work and destroying apartments and hurting people in hotels. This man is Superman. How does he do it? Wow. Nobody's using logic here. But you guys want me to give him a break. But Rhoda, y'all told me to stay on her. I was on Rhoda for 5 months. I'm still on her, just not as much. And I didn't see one black man tell me, Queen, take a break. You don't got to keep doing this. Rhoda's going to get hers. Queen, stall her out. She's an innocent human being with a son. A son. Speaking of son, a lot of you men told me to call CPS. A lot of you men said if she would lie about being hit, she's putting her kid in danger. Y'all told me to get her kid taken away too. But the plumber is denying his kid. Hello? So she's a deadbeat mom for lying for donations, but he's a great dad for denying his kid. Like I said, you black men have some explaining to do. Y'all attacking me, but y'all were praising me when I was getting Rhoda. I'm sorry if I'm not fitting your narrative, but on this channel, everybody's getting the same heat. And if women start sending me more stuff about men, I'm going to talk more about men. Doesn't mean I don't love black men, because a lot of you black men that say you support them, how much do you do outside of social media? I can show you everything I do. You guys will ask me how I do it, because I really do care about people. But caring about them also means holding them accountable when they're wrong. But what I notice about black men is that they can lie too. They can lie on your character and try to hurt you too. But one thing I've learned this year is that no one would ever come close to me again. And I'm cool with a lot of black men that have known me for over a decade, and we've had no issues. It's the recent idiots that I let in my life who told me, I'm struggling, help me, please. Then I help you. And the minute I can't help you, you go on a tirade. Then that makes me say, you know what? Maybe I should have done some research on the person. Then I find out things about you that I would never support in 100 lifetimes. And if this person wants to lie on my character, I will bring the victims on this show. Even a child who made his food wrong and made him mad to the point where he waited for him to get off work to jump him. Who does that to a kid, y'all? When you got 30 years on this person, you don't do that to people. I can't support that, y'all. But I find it odd how a lot of people that don't like me, they're taking pages out of the playbooks of other people that don't like you to make it seem like it's a pattern. That won't work. Just remember your background when you're telling people lies. Because anytime I see assault to cause bodily harm or anytime I see domestic violence, I know what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a coward who loves to hit women. And I told you guys I'm a survivor. If I knew that someone had that on their record, they would have never gotten my free services. I would have never spoken to them. Sorry, I can't. I just can't do that. Sorry, I can't. Especially when you hide it from me. Daphne, yeah, I used to like to beat women for a living, to beat their asses, That's what I did. But I'm trying to change my life around. I would have said, I'm not the way to go. I think you should go to a therapist. Sorry. I didn't even get a chance to decide. I took someone's word for it that they're trying to change because they made some mistakes. But when you got 15 mistakes, that ain't a mistake, sir. That's a pattern. So when you lie and tell someone you're scared of a woman when you used to beat them, they're laughing at you, bruh. They're not supporting you. They're laughing. You're what? That's like Ike Turner saying, I'm scared of women. I'm scared they might harm me. What? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? That'd never work. Are you kidding me? These men forget what they've done. And then when you hold them to the light, now you're harassing them and you're wrong. No, I don't want to be known for being cool with anyone who beats women and kids. To speak to a child and him tell me how terrified he was, closing up and someone hitting him without him knowing it. He didn't even know what was going on. He sucker punched him. So if you're going to talk about someone, talk about how you hit a child. You won't talk about that though, right? And it happened recently. And then you tried to sue. My nigga, what are you doing? So before you talk bad on me, don't make me expose the truth about you, because I put them people on my podcast and they got receipts and video proof of what you did. And you're lucky they didn't press charges. I told them you should, because they're trying to take something away from me that I've worked years to build. See, you got to remember who you hurt and who helped you in your life. I don't understand a lot of you men. I don't understand a lot of you men, but I do hope that y'all start waking the fuck up. Because me getting all these calls and you guys blaming me for this man's demise when it didn't start with me, when he went on MTR showed him somebody else's Instagram exposing his record. That wasn't me. But y'all blaming me for that, huh? Abba and Preach said that he had order of protection against him just a year and a half ago. But y'all not going on Abba and Preach's page and harassing them, right? Let's just go to Daphne's and attack her. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's spread lies about Daphne. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Anybody that acts out when I cut them off, it just corroborates that they were fraud to begin with. Especially when it's a man. When you got a grown-ass man going on podcast, I'm going to expose Daphne. Well, hey, police. Didn't he tell you he was scared? Well, what's this? What is this he's doing? Oh, my good. Okay, so he lied on the police report. Okay, now we got bigger problems. If you're going to be a victim, you better play victim. Don't try to be a villain, and don't try to come for me. Because one thing I've done for people, I give a lot. And then the minute I tell someone I can't do something for them and they go on a tirade, that just tells me that they were using me to begin with. Sometimes you got to become self-sufficient, be a man, and do things on your own. Stop relying on women. And to these men who are attacking me over the plumber, I hope he's paying you well. Because every threat and call that I'm getting is going straight to the FBI. Internet crimes is a thing, y'all. Y'all better read y'all local state laws on what happens. You don't have to be in my state to do this to me. And because you're downloading text me numbers and all that, they can go further than I can. I'm not going to sit here and let you guys call me 5 to 7 times a day. It's not fair. I have to tell my clients, if you're going through an emergency, I'm going through one too. So don't call me during these times unless it is life-threatening. Because I don't know who's calling me. But I think it's really, really selfish to download all these numbers and keep calling me. What are you trying to accomplish? You're not going to speak. All that breathing is getting old, man. And I'm not going to say it's all plumber. It could be, or he could be having other people do it. But the putting orders into my website that you're not paying for, that you're not going to pay for, what's the reason for that? What are y'all gaining with that? Michael Jackson, Never Neverland. What are y'all doing? I don't understand. If you're not guilty, why are you moving like this? I'm not the only page that is holding you accountable. There are bigger pages, 10 times bigger than mine, but y'all coming for me. Why? I just don't understand. The heat was not this. It wasn't like this when I was working the case with Rhoda. I wasn't getting crazy calls like this. This is happening only 2.5 weeks after this man's show was posted on YouTube. But I was on Rhoda for 5 months before I told you guys she was wanted. I still didn't get my sorries, but that's okay. But I remember when I was working that case, I don't remember attorneys telling me, you're crossing the line, Daphne. You're going to get sued. Leave Rhoda Osmond alone. No, that same attorney was talking shit about her. She's a hoe. And to say that they wanted you, that they hit you with a brick because of your looks, baby, you don't even look that good. That's what the attorney said about Rhoda. But the plumber, leave him alone. How dare you guys mess with him? I'm going to sue you guys if you don't leave him alone. That's the problem with black men. Y'all don't mind when I'm holding women accountable. But when it's a black man, that's where y'all draw the line. Well, to those black men, please listen to me carefully. I urge you to please unfollow and block me. And to any pages, if that person that was recently on Duke the Don, somebody said, trying to slander me, please be careful. Because what they're telling you, you could be a witness in court. Be careful. A lot of these people don't know what they're doing because they don't know the law. But they're going on a random page and not tell the page what they got going on. And now that person is going to be involved in something that they didn't want to be involved in. So I urge you pages to be careful. Because people think they're going to make money. There are people in this world that don't have no jobs. They're not making any money. And they're looking for a hustle. Well, if I go on this podcast, I can tell them I got dirt on Daphne. I'm about to get her partnership taken away. No, you failed at that because they know who I am. The crying bits and all that won't work when you have a history, baby. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. But don't come off like you tough guy because you're not. It's rare that a black man goes to a police station and say they're scared of me. I don't have a criminal record. I never shot anybody. I never hurt anybody. A man at that? No. I'm a domestic violence survivor. Why the fuck am I out here beating on men? That's not me. But how can a grown-ass man say that they're scared of a woman when they have a history of beating women? It makes no sense. Somebody please help me. Add it up together. It ain't adding up. It's funny. It's funny because they're looking at you like, bruh, what? That's like a crackhead coming in saying, I'm afraid of crack, but you've been smoking it all your life. It makes no sense. But I'm not understanding how people go with the first thing they hear instead of actually getting the receipts. That is why the plumber is still friends with a lot of these people. They don't care about my receipts. They said once I didn't say that he didn't have a license, they're done with me. Everybody cut me off at the license. They don't care about none of those victims that came onto my podcast. They don't care about the mother who came onto my podcast. They stopped me at the license part. Where her and MTR, they're frauds because they said he didn't have a license and he had one. He produced it on Kite's YouTube. How come he couldn't produce it on MTR's? He was on MTR's page first. Ask yourself that. He was on there for 5 hours and he wasn't doing humanitarian work. He was sitting in a car. How come he couldn't produce the license in those 5 hours? But on Kite's podcast, see, look, guys, here it is. Here's my license. Come on, y'all. He held on to it because he wanted to be able to do all these shows and make some money. Then he wanted to produce the evidence. When Rhoda said she got hit with the brick, what do we ask her for? Where's the police report? Where's the medical records, right? I called the police. There's nothing on the report. Got her there, right? Then she went on GoFundMe and updated it saying, here's my records. Y'all still didn't believe her. Y'all saw discharge paperwork and you still called her a liar, right? Y'all still called her a fraud. Why did it take you that long, Rhoda, to produce this? It took her a long time to show y'all that report. You guys said she never went to the police, remember? Because you couldn't see the report. So what's the difference? When she produced the report, then you guys said there's nothing on it. But look how long it took her. And you're saying that I'm wrong for saying that the plumber doesn't have a license when it took him a week to show us? Come on, you guys. You guys are contradicting yourselves. A lot of you black men have failed. You guys have. And if anybody is still supporting him, it's because they are like him. That's the real deal right there. If you're still supporting the plumber, then you must have a abuse or, robbery. You must have a similar record. There's no reason to support this man. He knew before he went on that show what he left in El Paso. I want to remind you, he went from El Paso back to Arizona after hurting someone. And if he knew he didn't hurt that person, why not stay there and prove your innocence before you went out to Arizona to go on a game show? Either you did that shit or you didn't. But if you didn't, you wouldn't run. You damaged somebody's apartment. Take out the sink. Who would know how to take out a sink? Not a woman. I don't know how to take out a sink. A plumber would know how to take out a sink, but y'all still think all these women are lying. I spoke to 4 women in 4 different states. They didn't know each other personally at all. There were still other victims who did not want to speak. This man had a lot of relationships, but y'all don't care about that. He had more relationships with women instead of having a relationship with his son, being there for his kid, who's going to be 9 this year. He's still trying to establish paternity. What? You were laying right next to him when he was an infant. Where they do that at? You're not qualified to be a father. I'll make your shirt that says that. How you gonna tell a woman what she's qualified to be when you're not even being what you're supposed to be, a fucking father? But if this had been a woman, you men would have been sending me cash apps all year. If this was a woman that went on a dating show and we found out about her history of scamming men, you guys would have told me not to let up. But a lot of you men have been telling me recently, stall him out. He's already beat down. What? He just said he's going to buy a Tesla truck. He ain't beat down. He just posted a phone call with child support. If he would have went to his first hearing in May, he would have knew of that balance. I guess we got to wait till September to see how that plays out then, right? If you know that he's not your kid, why not show up to court? Because they're going to serve you in open court. You know how it works. I want to remind you that in May, he had to be in court by phone. He didn't have to travel to Oklahoma, and he still didn't make that court date. Why? Because he knew he was going to be served. And then that balance he would have to pay. They're going to ask him for his information, and he can't lie to a judge. He knows a little bit about how to be, under the radar. But in September, now that you've called them, they expect you to be there. And it's an open hearing. I'm going to be listening in. You're not getting away with what you did. I'm going to be right there like a tick, not going anywhere. So to you men who don't like that I'm holding him accountable, please unsub, unfollow, and block me. I don't care about numbers. But you're not going to tell me to stop holding a scammer accountable when he lied. There are people out there that do need services, that are disabled and homeless and single mothers and fathers. But don't use that to get money when you know you ain't doing shit but helping an occasional person or two. But nobody thought to say, okay, hold on. He needs GoFundMe money now to continue it, right? How were you doing it before, plumber? How were you making it before? If you had a job, that would mean you were getting paid to do your job. But as soon as that job went away, he needs money to keep it going. But he didn't need that GoFundMe money to start it. So if you started it without doing a GoFundMe, then you can finish without a GoFundMe, right? Now you need $900 for a sink. Now you need $1,000 for this. That sounds like Rhoda. Remember, Rhoda was in the clubs and strip clubs throwing money because she was also getting cash apps, PayPals. That's why when you commit a financial crime, the IRS, they want to look at all your accounts. They don't just look at GoFundMe. Anything that you put, that you told people to donate to, they're going to look at it. So it's going to be beyond GoFundMe. He's going to have to deal with the IRS. I don't play games. I don't, guys, especially when it comes to lying to people to get money. Like I told the plumber before, you could have ran with the "you're not qualified" tag and went global with that. You could have done fitness and you would have probably done well. But instead, you want to do scamming. You have a license in journey plumbing and you have a license in scamming, a license in lying. But nobody cares about that. Like I told you guys, him and Rhoda are similar. She just made more money because she's a female. And plus, she can cry. But if you remember, the plumber said on his GoFundMe that he cried. How come you haven't cried that you haven't seen your son? You should have been crying about that. Have you cried for your son? You missed a lot of birthdays, bruh. Have you cried for your son? This is the first time I've cried in a while, and just wanted to give back. Dude, please. Anybody making six figures ain't gonna go on a dating show when they know they got a lot to lose. I ain't never met nobody like that. Most people that do those dating shows, they don't have criminal records. Because if your show goes viral and you say something crazy, of course people are going to dig into your background. They're allowed to. It's called a background for a reason. Unfortunately, when you get charged with stuff, it's public record. That is not doxing. You have to sue the courts. So you can't go there. But I found it odd how this same plumber, somebody else created a GoFundMe for him too. Reminds me of Rhoda. And then there was another GoFundMe for the plumber, him and his friends, trying to raise money for a boxing program. They called him Coach Sloan back in the day, Coach Sloan, and they raised $1,500. But when I looked up the organizer, I couldn't find this program that they created. It vanished into thin air. So it must have only lasted that year. But the plumber was on this GoFundMe too. But see, y'all don't do y'all due diligence to find things like this. And I found it funny how when Rhoda created a GoFundMe, somebody else created one for her too. This is the same pattern, you guys. I think they know each other. This is too perfect. I don't understand how y'all don't do y'all due diligence to make sure that things are right. Instead, you support someone because they said they got fired. I mean, come on, you guys. When are y'all going to wake up? I'm not understanding. But to you black men, all I can tell you is please stop calling me. And I'm being nice about it. I don't want to see people go down. But every time I get a random call, I send the number to where it needs to go. I had no idea that they can go beyond that for me for internet crimes. It isn't fair. You guys are really, really bothering me with this. You guys have no guts. You can't call me from your real number, so you're downloading a bunch of text me apps. As if we can't run the IPs. Some of you guys will be getting letters. And I'm not going to tell people who some of these people are. But I went to y'all Facebooks. A few of them we were able to find out what state, location, and who they are. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I expect this to be someone that is a loser, don't got no kids, don't got no family, don't got no job. They're losers. But when I see that these are prominent people, some of them are principals, they're fathers, you got kids, and you thought you can get away with trying to threaten me. Come on, people. All I'm saying is what is he paying y'all? He don't even got no money. He can't even pay his child support. So what is he paying you in kisses and plumbing activities? Tell me what it is. What is worth you throwing your life away? That's all I want to know. Y'all gonna be shocked as hell when you get them letters. IPs don't lie. People do. Technology is too far advanced. And y'all think a text me number can stop people from tracing you? If you're calling my number, I have every right to figure out who it is. When you're calling me at 3:30, 4 in the morning, that is so selfish. Sometimes I'm up with my clients late at night when they've had a panic attack, or they need me to talk them down from a panic attack, or they need just some advice. They need me to pray with them. They need me to listen to them come into the house because they're scared. I do a lot for people. I don't boast about it because my humanitarian work is behind the scenes. See, I'm not doing a GoFundMe asking people for help. People send me random requests all the time and I fulfill it. And I don't put it out there that I sent them anything. Y'all don't understand what I do for people because I don't show you. I can't. I was raised to do things in private. So all I'm asking y'all to do is just kind of fall back on me because it ain't just me that's holding him accountable. And I'm not attacking his criminal record. I'm attacking the things he recently did. Like I told you, what he did in El Paso was only 2 months ago, people. And it is an allegation. Every one of those women, those are allegations that he's not answering to. That's too many allegations for us to say, you know what? Something ain't right here. He's avoiding Oklahoma for child support, avoiding El Paso for the allegation of sexual assault, avoiding California for the criminal property damage. I mean, come on, you guys. He's avoiding a lot. I'm going to put the link in the comments. If anybody wants to say a couple words, I'm good with that. But listen, anytime I cut somebody off, it's for a good reason. One thing I can't support is men or women who hit on people. And we know Rhoda had a history of putting her hands on men too. But if I was doxing people for sport, nobody would be in my circle because I would know what they are before they came in there. But I give people the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I only dox those who threaten me. Or if a child's life is in danger, I'm going to find out where they're at. But I just don't wake up in the morning, Daphne, you're a bitch. Oh, okay. I figured you'd say that. Let me run. Guys, I don't do that. So to those YouTubers, if that person is trying to get on your panel to expose me, just be careful. Because they don't even know what's about to happen. When you lie like that on people, it causes them to dig deep into your background. And I think it is hilarious for someone that's been abusing people their whole life to tell someone they're scared of someone, and that's the type of people they abuse. But I want you guys to know it isn't what it seems. And they get so mad when I take their song off that I paid for. I didn't even ask you for the song. You created it for me. And my haters love when people fall out of my circle because they think it's me. But all the people that have been cut off in my life, they all wanted something. They didn't bring nothing to the table. They wanted something. Clout, attention, promotion, money. That's all they wanted. And because I'm a kind-hearted person, I didn't judge them. I allowed them to do what they do, and then I started to watch. Then when they acted out of character, then it caused me to look in and say, you know what? Let me do some digging. And then I find things that break my heart. Then when I cut those people off, they show me why they have the record in the first place. They show me. But I want you guys to know that there's a lot of men. Shout out to the Roger Report. Shout out to You Ain't Shit for Watching. Shout out to my friend Shy. Those are 3 black men that are on YouTube. We know the Roger Report. He's been on YouTube for a long time. And he's a big deal out here. Those men have known me for a long time. And none of them have ever had a disagreement with me because they don't want from me. We work together. See, I noticed that the men and women that come into my life and they bring something to my team, we last. But when you're broke and you're a bum and you have nothing going on, I'm going to use Daphne to see what she can help me get. But then when Daphne says, hold on, start doing things for yourself. Now it's a problem. You grown men can't keep relying on me to live. That ain't right. I'm going to go ahead. Daquan, I'll start with you, Daquan. You guys can say a few words. Try to keep it short because I'm going to get off in a minute. But yeah, I'll start with Daquan. Go ahead, dear. Unmute. Okay, Daquan, I'll come back to you. Chaos, talk to me.
What's good? What's good? What's good, Queen of Accountability? Is my
What's
volume
up?
good? Do I sound static? Tell me
No,
no
you
right now.
sound good. Go ahead, man.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, you're very calculating. You're very good at this. You know, not like you make this living, but you're very good at what you do. People know about your background, that you will do the research thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we can't knock you. You know, you do hold people accountable. You know, especially man and woman. And people forgot to say, you know, that there are a certain demographic of gender that has more than the others. So when we come across a man, I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, I said my things about the dude, you know, in a way, not really too negative, but when I sit back and see what really is going on before anything else. You get me?
Yeah.
Because I find it very ironic that that a lot of people still defending, and I don't like to use, but we're grown adults, Pookie and Ray Ray. You get me? And since this guy does have background and he did admit it on some of these channels, I had to sit back and say, this is interesting. That you're now 30 years old and you have not really grown. You did say you did this and that, and even to the thing with the child that you didn't want to admit, but to let know saying that if you have your child out here, um, as black men, you have to really be there for your child, regardless of your situation with the baby mama. Especially when it's a boy. You know how vital these years are with boys. You get me? And if you're not an involved parent, it brings problems. You get me? So, regardless of how you view of his wish with baby mama, he says be involved up to his son. Which I would agree you had to be involved. The dudes I know around Daphne, they're involved with their kids. You get me? So I can't really condone a person. And let's be honest, I see why most dudes would defend it. Because we've been yearning for such a long time that no one's really holding a woman accountable. I get it. I agree. But at times when there are some dudes out here, if he is out there, we send him to the wolves. Just keep it simple. You get me? I'm not gonna say to waste time to go back for it and defend him because I already have my suspicions of the gentleman. You get me?
Yes.
Once you have criminal records, regardless of beating, robbery, theft, those are serious. That's not something you can just be reformed over time. That's gonna take years.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do the real shadow work. And the often I see with the guy keeps his body in shape, and I can see why certain women are gravitated by him. But it lets you know saying that if this dude is a pookie and he is who came away with that. A lot of dudes keep talking about. You have to be aware of that. This is what comes with it. But that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not going more deep than that. I have other people on the panel.
Thank you. It looks like we have a female. Natasha, can you hear me?
Hi, Daphne. How are you?
I'm great, Natasha. How are you? Are you the one that was in the comments saying how he get your number?
Yeah.
Okay, so on my mental health website, my mental health line is there. Not my real number, but my business number. That is for my clients and anyone that's buying things off of my website. So that's how he got my number. But I honestly think someone directed him to that website because I hadn't been promoting my website in like a week and a half. So yeah, that's how he got it.
Well, I'm kind of new to your channel, so I want to commend you because I'm also in financial crimes investigation. And
Ooh,
the way you broke everything down, I was really highly impressed.
hold on, Miss Natasha. You said you're in financial crimes and investigation.
Yeah, so like for me, I'm gonna ask you first before I answer the way I analyze the situation. But what made you have any doubts in your mind once he put like what made you want to further investigate? At what point?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. When this whole thing happened, I didn't care about it. I'm not gonna lie. I knew he was lying. When he told that chick I could pull 100,000 out the bank, I knew it was cap right there. So I said, no, I'm not. These are reality games. I'm not gonna play it. But Fawcett Media on YouTube, Fawcett Media, he called me directly and said, Daphne, I know you're not gonna sit on this. I said, I'm sitting on it. He said, Daphne, listen to me. I know this brother is scamming. And again, Fawcett Media called my line. He's on YouTube. And he said, please dig into this because I know he ain't right. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And once I started digging, I couldn't stop. So it was Fawcett Media who told me to do it. I wasn't going to even talk about this case. I didn't care. Once I know someone's lying, I don't want to put my energy into it. But yeah, when I heard that he said black women called his job 500 times, or women,
That's the part. Yeah.
that's the part that hurt me because I said, okay, now that's some Rhoda-ish. Okay, so we got a Rhoda plumber here. Okay, so that, and then I started working it. Yes, ma'am.
Because I think the way people investigators work, I don't know your mind, or it's always you have to like analyze the situation. First of all, you could tell he doesn't like rejection by the way
No.
he talked to each woman, and he had something to say to each one. He doesn't like rejection, so that means his ego was bruised. That's number two. And number three, well, that's number one. But number two is when he posted that thing on IG, his facial expression, his whole behavior, I knew he was lying just by his whole behavior, his facial expression. And he said they called 500 times. And I'm like, who called? He said, people out there. Nobody, you never gave your job. You never gave any information. So how would people just randomly call your job? And for what reasons? It didn't make any sense to me. That's how I knew that was a lie and he was trying to scam people. And then when I saw, and I think for you, what they're trying to do here, it's all about deflection. What they're trying to do here is those competitors, those other YouTubers, they're seeing, they see your lights. They're like, man, everybody's shouting her out because she did the investigative work. They didn't do anything, So the fact that you did everything, they're jealous. It's all about jealousy here. And I see it as a competitive game. It has nothing to do with the plumber, but they're using the plumber in order to attack you and so you could lose credibility.
Speak, Natasha.
That's what it is, because it's all about jealousy and competition. And the fact that you're getting all this lights, you're getting all this attention, and they're not getting it. They want some attention too. So they're trying to get your customers, your subscribers and whatnot to go to their side so they can hear another side, which obviously is not correct. That's how I see it. I don't see it as anything because they don't believe the plumber, because you provided everything. You had 4 women in there talking about him. You had all your documents. You did better than a lot of lawyers, and lawyers have to hire people like you.
Girl, you gonna make me kick you off the stream. You talking so tough right now.
So I just came up because I want to commend you, because honestly, like, I work in this industry, financial crimes, for a long time, and what you did was, wow, I was very highly impressed, and I want you to continue doing it and just see it as these people are just competition, and they're just, they're just jealous. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with the plumber. It's more so, if it was somebody else, they would have done the same thing. If it was another person, they're just jealous, and they want to increase their subscribers, and they're using you and the plumber on top of it. I wouldn't pay no mind. I would just simply ignore them, because you laid down all the facts. They can't even rebuttal anything.
And I'm glad you said that, Natasha, because people don't look at, when I speak to people and I ask them, hey, would you like to come on my show? I let them know, look, I'm not monetized. We not making no money. And those victims, they still decided to come onto my show. I'm going to tell you, there were pages bigger than mine reaching out to the main victim who went on TikTok and said 4 parts of the story. She got so many DMs from other pages that were bigger than mine, willing to pay her top dollar. And yet she came on to my podcast for free because it wasn't about the money.
About integrity.
Now I hope you guys understand why I put their cash apps in there, because all 3 of those women chose me. They could have went to pages that had 2, 3, 4 million subs and told that same story and got a check. But they came onto a podcast that's not even monetized, didn't get any money out of it. And I felt like they were deserving of that because they didn't ask. When you don't ask for something, I feel like you deserve it. You see what I'm saying?
And one more thing before I leave, Daphne.
Yes.
People should thank you, to be honest, because people were giving money away for free, believing this sob story, this liar, this criminal, this professional criminal, this scammer. They believed him, and they were just giving out their money away. But guess what you did? You stopped the GoFundMe. Nobody else did it. You did that.
Hold on. I want to challenge you on that. I wasn't the only one who reported that GoFundMe.
Oh, okay.
So I want to give a shout out to everyone who reported it. Now I reported and I sent it to some people, but I alone wasn't the reason why I got frozen. It takes a village.
No. But you have to understand something. If you didn't do the work, if you did not do the work, nobody would know it's a scam. You did the work, so you forced people to say, "Hey, I'm gonna look at this. Let me go ahead and report it."
Are you from the East Coast?
In Texas.
Okay, but so you got a little accent. Okay, were you ever in the East Coast? Because you got a little New York in you. I'm like,
Miami. I was born and raised in Florida.
I'm like, damn, you want to fight?
That's still south. It's no east. Wait a minute. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if they didn't have those pieces of information, they would never report it. So you were the reason why people reported to the GoFundMe. So you don't want to take the credit, but I see you as the reason.
But I thank you for that. But I don't want to take credit for something I know a lot of people did too. It's just that when I got Rhoda in trouble and got it frozen last time, there was someone that gave me their email and I sent it to that place. So that's what I did, just in case they're not looking at these other reports, they're gonna look at this report. So I did do that. And again, if he was able to provide the proof they asked him for, when he did it, it wouldn't be frozen right now. So ask yourself why it's still frozen. Because even Rhoda got her money. Some of it. Even they were able to unfreeze it for her. because she provided something to them. And clearly that something is what got her in trouble. So I always tell people, before you take that GoFundMe money, if you know you did it under the pretense of being a humanitarian, but you're not really being that, financial crimes will be on your ass. And when financial crimes steps in, it is very scary.
We
Especially
freeze
when you have
things. We
priors.
freeze money. We
When you
take money.
when you have priors, that
So,
doesn't help. And it won't get you a slap on the wrist either, guys. They don't like when you steal money from people. Like I tell you guys, go on GoFundMe and type in cancer if you get a chance. You'll see there's a lot of people that need money, and they're asking for a little bit, not a lot, just enough. And yet you guys are donating to someone who said, I got fired with no proof. But
with
if
your
Rhoda,
hard-earned money, and these people are working for their money, your hard-earned money, and you're giving it to someone for free who has all these felonies and stuff like that,
and
not even taking care of their kids, and running
Natasha,
around criticizing women and begging.
If he just had the record, right, and it was from a long time ago, I think one of his crimes with the Craigslist stuff was like 10 years ago. He just didn't pay the fine. If it was that old, then I wouldn't have nothing to talk about. But people think that because we see a criminal record, he's reformed. But when you see these police reports of things he recently did between October to now, that's not a reformed man. And I
look at behavior. What I look at is behavior. What are you doing? It's not what you did in the past, but are you continuing on the same path? He is. He's still being a criminal. He's still being a scammer. He's still trying to take hard-earned money, taxpayers' money, to use to go throw money in strip clubs wherever he went, instead of paying his child support. Like, what logic is that? And everybody's giving him free money. Why? You don't even know the guy.
You're saying why? See, these men didn't have a problem with donating to the plumber's Cash App. But when I put those women's Cash App, why? Why are we giving them money? Here they are. Hold on, Natasha. Hold on. Here they are clout chasing. Oh, so this is why they did it. No. First of all, I'm not monetized. But because these women said, Daphne, we just want to tell our story. They could have gotten a fact check going somewhere else. Those people offered them money and then still said no. So shout out to those victims who came on to a podcast that isn't monetized. And again, if anybody's inclined to give, go back to my first show. I'll put it back in the chat. But those women deserve so much because they didn't ask for it. They deserve it. All that Cash App y'all was giving him, y'all could have gave to those 3 women he destroyed. He destroyed their lives. All of them. And then you have the mother who has been so quiet, aimed in that one TikTok. And all she said is, I want him to be a father to his son. She's rare because the women that be in these groups, you dusty, dirty, wannabe plumber, small dick, wannabe turtle built body, ugly, 1,000 teeth in your mouth. These women would have went in these groups because they're so mad. But this woman has stayed quiet for years. And she's done so much for this man. There's receipts that I didn't even post. She was there for this man when he did 5 years in Cell Block D with Tyrone. So what I'm saying is she had his back when he got out of prison. She had his back. And this is how you repay her. You turn your back. That's what you do. But I'm telling you, baby, the baby, he's going to be okay. I'm going to make sure the mother's protected. But I want you guys to focus on there's 4 victims in 4 states. Wow. None of them asked me for a penny. That is why they deserve the world. And if anything, I pray GoFundMe might not even give her the money outright. They might just refund everybody back their money, and then he's going to have his day in court. But what I'm telling you guys is that son deserves everything. And this man doesn't want to be a father to his son, who's his identical twin. That's like Ice Cube saying, that ain't mine, player. And you and O'Shea look just alike. You can't run from that. The DNA is strong on that one. So his son is a copy and paste. And he's a junior. So how can you deny someone that you told her to? He told her to name him after him, which doesn't make sense. But hey, that's not his kid, is what he's telling you guys. And a lot of these men that love him, they don't care about that. Well, we'll wait till she gets a DNA test. What? So yeah, I got to keep it in rotation, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah. I was going to just say thank you for inviting me up. But again, I appreciate what you're doing, and you need to continue doing it. And don't let these people stop you from doing it just because they're trying to threaten you, or, it's just,
well, they're gonna do it. People that don't like me, they whenever there's something that goes on, and this is why I pray for this Black community, because we're the worst. We do each other so wrong. We know we're using somebody for their time, their resources, their money, and yet we'll sit there and play this game like we're this innocent person until they can't do something for you. And when someone tells me, Daphne, you the realest nigga I know, or Daphne, it's my wife, my mom, and then you, and Daphne, I love you, I love you, I love you. Saying I love you over 100 times in 7 months don't sound like Daphne's so fake, right?
Right.
Does that sound like I'm fake? See,
No.
one thing you can't take away is the things you said to me. And when someone tells me it's their wife, their mother, and then me, and then their kids is after me, I must be pretty big in their life to come, before their kids. That's scary. But that's what I got in a text message, and I still got it. So when people talk stuff about me, don't make me go into the archives and remind you where you put me at in your life. So
I just don't want you to disappear and be scared of
no,
it.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
good.
not going to disappear. But one
Okay,
thing,
good.
like I said, one thing I'm not going to do is no more free stuff. I'm done giving out free resources to people. If people really need my help, you have to email me. I'm going to make you sign a contract. Nothing will ever be just out in the open anymore. I don't trust anybody, and it's sad because people like this take away from people that really need help. Because this whole week, everyone's been texting me, "Hi, Daphne. You don't know me, but I saw you on this podcast, and I just want to say I need help." Everybody needs help now. But then I don't know if this is someone who
I
really
mean,
needs help.
remember, time is money. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
but
like you're
see,
begging for it. You're willing to help, but time is always money. He's wanting it for free. You're giving a service. So
yeah,
yes, they
yeah,
should pay you. So I don't
I
see
was
nothing
free.
wrong with that.
This person that was in my life, I never charged them one penny. I motivated them, I encouraged them, but there were times where this person took advantage of my time.
Yeah,
So
don't do
all I'm
that,
saying,
because
guys,
if
I
you
want to
know
move
the
on so that
universal
person knows.
laws, law of compensation, give and take, that's how it's supposed to be in the world. But don't do nothing for free. And I'm just telling you that.
I got you.
If I
No,
could send
you
you
know
a
what?
donation right now, I will send you a donation. Where's your Cash App? What do you,
I don't have a Cash App right now. I don't have.
how?
Okay, I know I just lied to you, but look, what
Oh,
you can do for me, Miss Natasha, email me. Whatever
okay.
you're gonna give me, I want you to spread it out to the victims, even if it was like $20. Give them all 5. I don't
No,
want
no,
any
no, no.
money.
I choose who I want to give. I want to give you
Ooh, she
for
said,
your
"Get
investigative work. It's not about the victims. Yes, I love the victims, but the same token,
damn,
you,
Natasha, she mean."
no, no, no.
Y'all
It's not
didn't.
about.
Okay,
No, no,
no, go
no.
ahead, Miss Natasha. I'm
No.
just
It's
playing.
not that. I'm.
I'm just
You
playing.
remember, I'm an investigator. So
Miss
victims.
Natasha, I think we
I'm
need to
just.
work together. I think we need to work together. I think I need to know what you
No,
know and
I
what
do
I
that for
know and what
work.
we
It's
all
too
know.
much. To be honest, I just do that for work. But aside from that, I appreciate what you're doing. And I watch stuff like scammers, scamming scammers. I watch all of that. But I just appreciate what you're doing for all the women and everybody, because it doesn't matter, men or women, you do it for everybody. So I just wanted to come up just to appreciate you and think you're doing God's work. And that's all. And send you a
Natasha, you
donation.
know what? I'll put
That's
my
it.
email out. You can send me an email, okay? And we'll talk. Is that
All
okay?
right. All right, cool.
Okay, thank you, boo.
Bye.
I know one of my friends, he's gonna have to go because he's always very busy. I want to bring up the Roger Report next. This is a guy I told you guys has been in my life for close to a decade. We've had disagreements. You get on my nerves, you get on my nerves, but you have a good day. And we never fell out. This is a real person that's been in my life. He's a black man, lives in the same state as me. Roger Report, talk to me.
What's happening? What's happening? Basically, I'm here to say that y'all look. There's a lot of things that got to be looked at. The plumber, as y'all been calling him, he brought out a lot of stuff about black people, and he basically showing a lot of dysfunction. I know people are looking at him. I'm not saying he ain't dysfunctional based on the stuff that was brought out about him. Clearly, it's pretty clear there's some dysfunction going on. Yeah, and I'm saying that because if it's one thing for a woman to tell a story, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is part of the issue here. Black men just don't believe no more. Black men get dragged through the mud so much, and a lot of times when we do look at stuff, it turns out to be fake. So nobody cares. It's the boy who cried wolf. Okay, so you got a one guy who did some bad stuff. We don't care. And I'm just saying this is an overall picture we got to look at. The guys who are saying something, y'all have to understand, anytime you do something on a public platform, everybody can come. It's just like having an NFL game or an NBA game. The murderers go to those games too. The people who got bad credit, they go to them games. The people who got great credit, they go to them games. The people that stabbing their friends in the back, they go to them games. The people who are true blue, they go to them games too. So everybody shows up. So everybody's narrative will always be present. So you're gonna have some people who think you did a great job due to the Rhoda situation. You also gonna have some people who think you did a bad job. Well, the people who think you did a bad job because you were persecuting this particular person, well, sometimes you persecute somebody else gonna come up and say, no, I don't like the fact that you persecuting them. And I'm gonna say some guys are just tired of it because it's just another man getting attacked at the end of the day. And people gotta look at this from a real world standpoint. The reason this man is being attacked and the reason that his past came into public knowledge anyway. And I'm not saying you did anything wrong, celebrity. I ain't saying that at all. I understand what you were doing and why you did what you did. But the reason all this stuff started is because he basically stood up for himself to some women. And that's the reality of it. The women on that show, because I covered it on mine, he never gave smoke to the woman who wasn't giving smoke to him. He only gave smoke to the women who had smoke for him. So the thing is, black men some guys are gonna support him simply because he stood up for himself. Period. And that's all it is to it. All that background stuff, they gonna say, well, they ain't got nothing to do with him. They ain't got nothing to do with what I care about. I care about the fact that he stood up for himself and he got persecuted for standing up for himself because he stood up to some women. And that's just all it is to it at the end of the day. They don't care about his background. They just don't. You know?
I agree.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you.
I agree.
You know, like I said, me coming after him had nothing to do with what he did on the show. I don't care. I've seen that show. I think it's stupid. Women come out, pop, pop, brah. Most of that stuff to me, it's rehearsed. I don't believe that is natural. I think before they hit record, they tell someone to be an asshole. They tell someone to be different because it brings you views. It's no different than the Real Housewives of Atlanta or Love and Hip Hop. I'm not going to believe that they just say, hey, you guys ready? Press record. No. I honestly think that woman rehearses what they're going to do because you want somebody to be the idiot to bring up, to bring the ratings. That's what helps. So I'm just saying, I never believed that show was real. But if you're going to sit here and tell me it's not scripted, I'm not going to believe it. But at the end of the day, what he did on the show has nothing to do with why I'm coming after him. It's someone saying I'm helping veterans and I'm helping single mothers and fathers and disabled people and poor people. And you're not doing it. You're showing 2 to 3 videos and then you're showing yourself with 2 kids that one is your blood brother. Like, bruh, you got to come harder.
Well, I gotta say something about that. See, this is where he messed himself up, truthfully. Number one, you lied on the show. I'm gonna say it's a lie. I don't know for sure, but I believe it's a lie at this point. You lied about having $100,000 in the bank, because I now do believe, at least for right now, that was a lie. Okay. Now the other thing is, I've heard so many people say that he made this claim that people got him fired with over 500 phone calls.
Women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now when you make that claim that the women got you fired, the people who dug into your past, you let them off the hook. So I don't know if he's listening, he might be, but at the end of the day, you let them off the hook. If they would have dug into your past without you making that statement, then people could have been kind of more on your side, because like, y'all dragging this man for his past, but he didn't even do nothing and he just stood up for himself. Well, once you start telling these lies like that, you letting people off the hook. So now they feel they got free range to just take whatever shot they want to take at him. So unfortunately, he brought some of this on himself. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to say the fact that people was already digging into him before that happened, it just shows that black people got a huge issue with low self-esteem. His low self-esteem came out by lying on the show and lying about who took him out for a job. The black people's low self-esteem came out because he stood up to some women and said his piece. We gonna dig into his past to make sure he's not a credible man. It's low self-esteem going all the way around. I'm not saying you did any of that. I'm not saying you did any of that. I'm just saying these are the facts on the table. Nobody looking at.
Can I chance the last part?
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Sure.
If you're speaking, please keep it to a few minutes. I don't have time to be waiting for y'all to tell me about the birds and the bees. Please try to keep it as short as you can, and please don't recycle what we just heard. So unless you have a new opinion, I want to hear it. Roger, do you have to go, Roger, or can you hold on for a second?
I can hold on for a little bit.
Okay, who just interrupted? Was it
This is Great Pill. Yeah, and Jealous.
Great Pill podcast? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
I like your podcast, Great Pill. Yeah, Great Pill. You got free rent. I like Great Pill. Go ahead, boo. I like Great Pill. I like you. Go ahead, man.
Thank you. I have to challenge the last part you said because I try not to make everything a race thing, especially when it comes to the internet, because you have so much subgroups. He did mess up because his ego when he's arguing with women and stuff that he said. Also, the fact that a lot of people had these weird gender wars on the internet. That was another one too, because I don't think he realized the depth of the media when it came to YouTube that he was in, because traditionally he was over there in TikTok with the X. And when he came onto a YouTube dating podcast, flexing the fact that, hey, I have 100K, this is who I am, and even getting like a sub location where he was already screwed from day one, right there. That was ego, right? But at the end of the day, I was with Rhoda because me and my group, we took it as like, oh, it's just a show. It's nothing. We don't know them people. But when at the same time he ran to Instagram to cry and complain, multiple tagging the date woman, and at the same frame, his ex spoke up on TikTok sharing her story. Then it became somebody's lying, and that's when everybody started digging into it, and went from there. Now I will say this: mental illness is real, and I'm going to keep echoing this. It's not a black thing, white thing. It's a mental illness is real. For some reason, a lot of toxic individuals come up here, whether it's top YouTubers, influencers, listen to the word influencers, come up and they harp and scream and spin their narrative. Then they clutter up another toxic in group and come up in there and say, hey, you know what? I rock with this guy. I listen to this guy. I believe everything he says. So they're going to harp and hate. Now you got the opposing side, which is what something Duke and this lovely lady here does, say, hey, I'm chopping and going through the gray area because something's not right. I see a different side. Let me share that out. So now you got the hate on both sides beating into it. And that's where she's getting at. Now, I will say this. She wasn't the first woman that exposed this guy. Yanni was one to say, hey, I dug into his criminal report. I saw this. This is what it is. And I barely heard anything coming at this woman about that, but yet they coming at her.
What the thing is, you can't control who the people are going to attack.
Correct.
My
I'm just
point
explaining
was,
the dynamics of the opposing sides when it comes to YouTube, because you do have these weird little the manosphere, the red pills, the male and female
no,
gender.
but my thing is, regardless of any of that, where he messed up was simply he lied, which let people off the hook because people started investigating him from the beginning. He went on the show. People did not like how he had his interaction with those women. He disrespected the women who was disrespecting him, because I looked at it very thoroughly. He had no smoke for nobody who had. If you didn't have smoke for him, he didn't have smoke for you. So the issue was that he had smoke for women. The black community does believe women can disrespect men, and the man should not defend himself. That's what we believe collectively, and because people start digging up stuff, it's just proof that that's what we believe from a collective standpoint.
Okay, Roger, let me ask you this question: how come the plumber didn't have smoke for ABBA and Preach? Can you explain that? Those are two men calling him a scammer piece of shit. So why didn't they come at him when they first exposed him?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, more than likely, you got to look at it like this. First of all, do we even know who Abby and Preach is? Do we even know what they said about him?
Yes.
Secondly, he already, based on what I can tell, he's already trying to. It seems like he's trying to make money on doing interviews and things anyway. So he will probably reserve smoke for them to see if he can get paid to come on a show before he start letting out something like that.
They don't like him.
I'm not saying that's going to happen. What I'm saying is, when something is new, you got to figure out where your opportunities are at the end of the day. Why he personally won't say something to them, there's no way I can actually answer that question, because that's a personal thing.
I agree. No, I agree with the other part. He is an opportunist, but when it comes to a personality like that, because I'm publicly claiming him as a narcissist. He's literally trying to go out his way to gaslight to gain attention. That's why he's going so hard, Rhoda. Because I'm not saying he's not that. No, I'm not saying this. I'm giving you my perspective. I'm not saying you're right, you're wrong. I'm just opening up out there, right there, from my side.
I want to keep this moving. And look, I don't want this to turn into hate in the comments, but whoever this young handsome is, he said the gray pill dude is a woman. Young handsome, that is a man. Even if you disagree with someone's opinion, let's not bash them, because that's not what I do on my channel. Everybody has a right to their opinion. They do. So, young handsome, if you want to come on the podcast and say it with your chest, come on here. But don't start insulting my guests, calling them women if they're men talking, because you don't like their opinion. Says a lot about you, man. Because a lot of people don't like my opinion. But the minute you name call, that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yep.
So
And
let's
it's
just keep it respectful, please, because he didn't come at you. I need to keep
exactly.
the ball rolling. We have too many people on this show right now. So, guys, I come back to you. Hustler, talk to me. Hustler, come on now. We ain't got
What's
all day,
good,
man.
Daphne? What's
Come on,
good,
man.
Daphne?
Go ahead.
Yeah, long time no hear. Now about this whole plumber situation, I don't know. I mean, this is one of those cases where you got to separate, I guess, the performer from the performance. When he was on that show, like the other brother said, he had smoke only for the females that had smoke for him. He was, yes, he was a bit belligerent. He said some things out of pocket. Yeah, but they started it. First of all, they started to mess with him and he fought back. And second of all, this show is notorious for having people come on there with this negative energy, rejecting men or rejecting women for dumbass reasons. So that's really nothing new. He just brought the same energy that you see everybody else on that show bringing. So I'm not faulting him for what he did on the show. But when I found out the stuff about him, now look at the performer. This man talk about he got fired because of what he did on that show. Now, what drew my suspicion, this is just my personal opinion. What drew my suspicion was how he get fired just for being on some ratchet ass dating show when I've seen people lose their jobs for doing worse shit than what he did. I've seen people lose their job because they on Facebook smoking and drinking. They put it all up there for people to see. I've seen people lose their jobs for putting stupid shit on the company website, talking shit about the managers and coworkers. I've seen people lose their jobs for worse shit than what he did. So that's what drew my suspicion. It's, drew up my suspicion. Then I found out he had a criminal history. He did this, that, and the third in other states. I'm like, oh boy. And he had a GoFundMe that was just bullshit. I'm like, oh, here we go with this again. Now my thing is, why would men support this man, even though we know what we know now? He lost all credibility for me when I found out the stuff that I found out about him. All credibility went out the window. Commend you for what you did on that show, but as a human being, as a person, no, you're full of shit. You need to get your ass whooped. You gotta take accountability. And by the way, that young lady that was on your show the other day talking about how he did her dirty like that, you gotta commend her for coming up there speaking. I actually believe this woman because lately I see a pattern when it comes to dealing with this kind of cases. Somebody comes to you, talk about they were abused, this man did this. Then when it's time to present evidence or receipts, they lose contact with you. Ain't that some shit? But this woman came on the show and spoke her truth and spilled her guts. Commend her for that. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so shout out to Boy Mom. And he's talking about Boy Mom who came on, but also shout out to the victims who started that train. Because if it wasn't for them, Boy Mom would not have come on my show. So let's give credit to the 3 victims that were on my show last Wednesday. It took a lot for them to do that. And when I say a lot, it took a lot. I had to talk to the victim in El Paso that was sexually assaulted. We had to talk first to let her tell me the story first so that she had the guts to say it again. And it was hard. I felt bad. And not only did she tell me, but she did produce the receipts. I just didn't want to show y'all that yet because I didn't want to interfere with the case. Once we knew where the case was going, I went ahead and dropped those receipts because everybody called her a liar too. Like I said, everybody can't be lying. 4 women, 4 different states, all have similar stories about the plumber. He falls in love right away. He gets pussy whipped within hours. Pussy whipped. Can't do nothing about it. And then he starts to become aggressive and wants to know where they're at. And if you look at his pattern, all 4 of these women cheated on him. How's everybody cheating on you? It don't make no sense. That's his motive. He's insecure, but he'll take pictures with his shirt off and make his breasts come up and down like he's sexy, but he's very insecure. So I hope that he can see a therapist on that because I see the pattern. He's not happy with himself. So at the end of the day, guys, people do get help. We've seen Tiffany get help. So if he gets help, it could be jail. Jail might be what he needs. But I hope that this brother figures out what's hurting him in his life and he becomes a good father and he has a legitimate business that doesn't involve scamming. So guys, I got to keep this going because I'm not going to be on too long.
Yeah.
Who is MH? Who's MH? Who is that?
That's me. It's right here.
Okay.
MH Nomad. It's John Ross. Just getting straight to the point. I've been following you tangentially. I followed you with the roll of stuff. I really liked it. I followed you on this one. I would say this is even better. I will say personally, again, you held men accountable before. This is the first man I've seen since I started following you that you put the spotlight on. I thought it was excellent work. And when I shared this stuff on my page, everybody except one person was supportive of your work, men and women. So I'm here. I'm a medical school here in the Caribbean. We just had a hurricane pass through. And as soon as we got power back on, I immediately went back to this broadcast just to make sure that you're so I could finish the last video you're watching about one of those things. But I just want to say, I got someone who's a medical student, somebody who has a passion for women's health. Thank you so much. Continue the great work. And whoever doesn't like you, that's their problem. That's it.
Hey, MH, where are you from again? Where are you at?
I'm originally from Colorado, hence the MHC tag, Mile High City. But I'm going to medical school in the Caribbean.
Oh man, I'm praying for you, man. I know that is hard to do, but you being in medical school, you do your thing. And if you need any support, I love people that go to school, man. I have 4 degrees myself. I worked hard on it. So if you need encouragement, my email is going across the ticker. Email me, and I would love to offer you some words of encouragement because I sent a lot of people to medical school as well, and it's not easy. And there's times where you want to throw in the towel. Don't you throw in the towel? We need you. Okay, so I'm
Oh
praying for you.
no,
You
my
stay
people
safe.
need me.
You said the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, I'm going to medical school in the Caribbean, but yeah, I'll be back in the States in probably a few months.
Oh, wow. Okay. So if you need any guidance while you're out there, please reach out to me in my email. I would love to give you some support while you're in medical school. Okay.
Oh yeah, always. And you haven't heard the last of me. We'll be in touch.
Okay. He said, is that a threat? Because I mean, we can fight. We can fight right now. I'm just Daquan, I knew you was gonna start laughing, Daquan. No, MH, thank you so much, man. I thank you for being a supporter.
No. You the homegirl.
He said, this is not the last you're gonna hear about me. Look, that's a threat. I'm scared, MH. No, I got you, man. Thank you so much, okay?
All right, thank you. Take care now.
Can I add something else real quick?
Huh?
I want to add something else real quick
Oh,
before
man, go ahead, Hustler. Come on now.
Okay. Now, one of y'all mentioned how nobody believed the story right away because we've been men have been getting falsely accused of harassment, assault, and all this kind of stuff for quite some time. Now, it's nothing new. This has been going on for years and years and years. So how is this any different? So I can understand. It didn't surprise me that
hold on, Hustler.
It didn't surprise me. They didn't believe her right away. I'm just saying.
Hold on. Do you think I would let a woman accuse a man without facts? What do I tell people?
No,
I don't believe
absolutely.
no story until I see the what?
Receipts.
Every receipt.
Receipts.
So
Yeah.
if it's coming from my page, people should already know that I would never let someone tell me he sexually assaulted me. Well, where's the proof? I don't got the proof, but it's in my heart. That would never work. These women showed me receipts. And you can't forge these police reports. You can't forge these numbers. You can call and verify.
There's a correction that needs to be made. I said people didn't care. I didn't say they didn't believe.
No, he wasn't talking about
they
you,
just
Roger.
didn't care.
He was just talking about in general. Because y'all know I always stand up for men. Y'all know that men get accused of sexual assault all the time. Chris Brown gets accused every album of sexual assault. And every time he comes out with a text message of a woman saying, please give me that D, Chris. Right? They make sure everything's clean. But in this one, when she told me, y'all know I had to verify because I wasn't gonna let this woman come on my podcast with something so damaging like that and not have the facts. When she showed me, I want to remind you, the detective working her case said it's beyond me now. The DA got it. We know the DA is not a good sign of hope. Everything's gonna go well. When the DA gets your case, that means they have enough probable cause to pursue criminal charges. I'm not saying the plumber did what she's saying he did, but if he didn't do it, why is he running? I want to remind you that the officer that took her report took 6 photos and said she had bruises. So I'm gonna assume she whooped her own ass and assaulted herself and poured alcohol on herself and said this will be a good scam. Come on, you guys, we got to use our head. One more thing I want to say: that same victim, he called her job and told her boss she held him at gunpoint. That same victim, he said she had dry pussy and couldn't suck dick. If a woman has dry pussy, that means she isn't interested. So he kind of told on himself, but y'all wasn't listening, right? Yeah, dry pussy means no, not interested, right? So at the end of the day, he told on himself. I didn't even have to do that part. So moving on. Who is Jay Raheem? Who is that?
That's me. Can you hear me?
Is that your picture?
No, that ain't my picture. That's just some type of avatar picture.
Okay, go ahead. How can I help you? Go ahead.
Hey, Quinn, Billy. I've been like following your page and following your stories for like the last year or so. And I gotta say, like with this whole like plumber deal, like I was like probably like a small percentage of men that first like watched that man like when he was on that Pop the balloon dating show. I already seen like some was kind of off about that dude because like with me, whenever I'm first introduced to somebody, I always look at their character. I always look at their mannerisms. I always look at everything about them because I don't know if it's just with me because like I'm in school. Well, I'm in graduate school myself. I'm getting ready to become a counselor within a couple of years. And I don't know if it's just like with me, like just like reading people's behavior with me getting ready to become a counselor, or if it's just me, or if it's just about being natural with me just reading people's character. But then like when all the stuff came out about him from the trafficking like charges that they had from 5 years ago to the numerous different PTO orders that was out against him. I just said wow like my suspicion was right. It wasn't just with the Advent preach like YouTube video that I first seen. It just seemed like one report after another report. Then like with those three women that you had like last weekend, sorry, not last weekend, but last week, Wednesday it was. We had them on your show. It just seemed like how the way they was describing their experiences with this man. It just seemed like none of their relationships didn't even last a month barely. I'm thinking like yeah, like what you said. If none of their relationships with this one individual didn't last a month, that just showed you one or two things. One, this nigga was just too pussy with to where whenever women that they liked, whenever he pursued one woman, and then if he had like just one experience with that one woman sexually, he was just getting all pussy to where he gets possessive. Like I know somebody within my personal life that acts just like that. That acts just like him to where he would always be like sorry him me and the plumber. Who acts just like the plumber. He's a long time he's a former long time friend of mine. Every time when he always used to get into trouble to where like say if like one woman put like a domestic violence charge against him, he'd be like, oh, I didn't do this. The woman was just too violent. But then when we asked the one woman, or when we look at the police reports, keyword the police reports, then the police reports in the evidence is saying a whole different thing. And that right there just showed me right there. I do apologize. I sort of got slight speech impediment, so like I do apologize.
No. Jay. On this podcast, we don't judge, man. I am not judging. I know exactly what you just said. I promise you, I heard everything you said, and I commend you for even continuing to speak. Nobody's gonna judge you here. They will be banned. I heard everything you said, sir, and I agree with what you said too. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. Just hang on, because I'm trying to get everybody a chance to speak, guys. I'm not trying to be on this thing all night. So I want to keep it rolling. If I call your name, please try not to recycle what I already heard. Give me something new. If you're recycling it, I'm going to rush you because we already heard it. We know that this is not about the show. We know that we're talking about the scams he did after the show. That's what I want to focus on. Miracle Denise, talk to me.
Hi. I did have 2 points I wanted to share, but I kind of want to clear something up first. And I do respect everything that you do at the Roger Report, but I do think you got something wrong. When you said that he only I guess got violent on the show when provoked.
No,
I
I said
disagree with
he
that.
had smoke for the people who had smoke for him, and that's
I
what he
know,
did. The people who didn't attack him, he let him go.
but I disagree with that
Yeah, but
because
you used the word violent.
or I did. You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't
Oh,
have.
yeah, she took accountability. I love Miracle. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Miracle. Miracle
No,
said it
I
quick. I'm
shouldn't have.
sorry.
Y'all right.
Talk, girl. See,
But
I
what?
look at the thumbs up. Miracle, she a good one. Go ahead, Miracle. I'm sorry. I got excited. Sorry, Miracle. They don't hear sorry enough since Anita Baker. So go ahead.
It's a habit. I need to break out of it. But um, saying sorry about everything. But he came out on fire. The first girl, she respectfully said that, hey, I don't think the attraction is there. And he immediately said, I think his answers had a little bit too much sass in them. And he did extra to her that he didn't have to do because she wasn't disrespectful. The other women, I'm not going to give them a pass. But I think that they only jumped on him after hearing how he came at her for no reason at all. She had no smoke for him. That first girl was the only one that I can say that had smoke for him. That was respectful. That didn't have smoke for him. The rest of them, I can't give them a pass. But y'all know the sisterhood. They strong and
Right.
they're gonna defend a sister when they feel like it's all of them. They like attack dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what happened. So I think that's what really threw the show off. Because if you look
Mm-hmm.
at it, they didn't come at the other men contestants that way. It was only him who had a problem, and that's why all of their responses came off. Well, since you said that to her, well, you didn't have to do that to her. Well, since you did this, now I'm gonna come after you. That was their answers.
Okay. So before you continue, I want to let you guys know that one of those victims, she is in the chat. I've been highlighting a lot of her comments. So she is listening. Danny said to the women who claimed SA, do you have a police report? Danny, you are a few shows late, sir. I provided the proof of the report in full detail. You're gonna have to go back and look for it. Okay. I think it's on the I figured you would say that plumber video. Go to I figured you would say that plumber video and you will get what you just asked me for. Okay. This is why we got to start listening to what I'm saying on the podcast. We've already dropped those receipts. There's police reports for the damage in California, and there are police reports in El Paso for the sexual assault. And somebody said running doesn't mean guilty. It absolutely does. If you are running from an allegation of sexual assault, you are guilty. Because if you didn't do the shit, you're going to stand 10 mother effing toes down. That's what I was taught. If you know you didn't do it, but those 6 photos, they say otherwise. I want to remind you guys, they took pictures of her. On the police report, the cop said he sees the bruises on her arms, her body, because he was tearing her up. But don't take my word for it. She must have paid the cop. She must have paid the detective, and she must be paying the DA. This woman has a lot of money. See, this is what makes me mad about people. They question things like that when it's right there in your face.
Yeah.
You can't see it. There are. Go ahead.
I do want to say 2 quick things. I know the first woman, because I get where you're coming from. I'm not gonna say he had smoke for her. He wasn't polite as he could have been. I can give you that. He definitely wasn't as polite as he could have been. But it wasn't like he had smoke. He was just trying to agree with her, but he wasn't doing it in a way that was gonna be comfortable for women. That I can totally agree with. But it wasn't like it was smoke that he had for her.
He could have
And
said,
then,
because I feel like he could have said, I feel the same way. Like, the attraction is not there for me either. But he went with, you did me a favor,
or miss,
something
or
like he did.
miss. Not even saying
Guys, I don't want to harbor on this show because I'm tired of talking about that stupid ass show. That show is
Fair
rehearsed.
enough.
It isn't real. I want to address the scammer and deadbeat dad that he is. That's what I want to stay on. Please, let's stay off this show because I'm tired of that show. I want to pop the show's balloon and say, stay off the internet forever. Just stay off. It's stupid.
Okay. What the other thing is about the case, though. Now I'm gonna say this: as a black man, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna run even if you're not guilty. Because truth be told, if you accused, you basically guilty. That's how people accept it. So anybody could run. I'm not saying he didn't do it. He got a little too much going on for me to take his side from a character standpoint. He got way too much going on to say that. But I am gonna say, from a general perspective, a black man not wanting to deal with the law when some woman accuse him of that. No, because he already know he about guilty anyway. The truth is the innocence don't even matter. That's what the truth is. Will your innocence even
Here's
matter?
my question. Did any of y'all actually watch the live of the evidence I showed along with the police report?
I did. I was in the chat. I did.
Hold on. If this man wasn't guilty, he would not have called FedEx. Hello, I'm a plumber, and she held me at gunpoint. Like, guys, when you lie about, if she held him at gunpoint and took $3,000, do you want to see things? She would be out right now. There would be a charge for her. They would be going to court for that. How come that hasn't went anywhere? He showed you a little receipt, no proof of that. When I spoke to them, they said there's no warrant for her, but he told YouTube she had a warrant. That's why that show came down. His show, it came down because he lied. They produced the evidence to YouTube that he's lying. And guess what? That show is now gone. He got a strike. So when you lie, that's what happens. He's a liar. So again, he did that shit. I know he did that shit. Read the report and you'll feel the same way. He did it.
I am not arguing that he didn't do it. I said a black man in general being accused, I can understand why he's just not gonna go deal with it right away.
But as a black man, Roger, if you're accused, why would you run? That makes it worse.
Behind that facade.
Come on, bro. That makes it
He's
worse.
a suspect.
Y'all hear what I'm saying?
That man is guilty over multiple
How you gonna sit there and do that and then go and
I'm not having it no more.
Y'all are not listening. You're not listening. You're not
scaring me, man.
You're not listening to what I said.
What? Bring it back.
I'm somebody that actually knows
Let's bring
what
it
that
back.
pain feel like.
Bring it back.
Okay, I said Listen to me, y'all. I said I can't vouch for his character. You keep bringing it back to him. I'm not talking about him. I said I can understand any black man hesitating to go face the law with that type of concern,
I
even if he
am a
does
black
it.
man, and
That
if I am
what
accused of
I'm
something I did
saying
not
has
do,
nothing to do with
I'm going
him.
to deal
What
with
I
it.
just said literally
I've
has
done my
nothing to
own, and
do
I
with him.
dealt with it.
It has
Y'all,
I
nothing
was
to do with him.
accused.
y'all, I
Nothing.
can
Guys, hold
understand
on.
where Roger's
Guys,
coming from.
hello. Hello. I
Okay.
don't want to have to start booting. I'm going to start booting people. Can we bring it back? All I'm saying, all I am saying, all the times Chris Brown was accused of rape, did he run? Did he flee to another country? No. He owned that shit and said, look, here she is asking for the D. Here she is saying she misses the D. Every time he was accused, and mind you, Chris Brown was accused about 5 times. He came with receipts every single time. When a black man is accused of a crime like that and you run, that's telling them he did that shit. Okay, so this is going to be easy to get him because he's already acting guilty. But if you know you didn't do it, the best thing to do is face it. Just like when Rhoda was warranted on that felony warrant, she was playing games. It took her, what, almost 2 weeks to go and turn herself in? When you play with the law like that, your charges are worse because you were playing games. He knew he had that allegation in El Paso, and instead of owning it like a man, he went on a game show to find some pussy. Bro, you're running. Stop the cap. Let's stop the cap. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Moving on. I want to go to the playback room because he came on quietly. He hasn't said a peep. Talk to us.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Dad? What's going on, panel?
How you doing?
Y'all
Go
can
ahead,
hear me
hon.
good?
You're all good. We can hear you.
Cool. Nah, I mean, I just came in to give you your flowers, but one question. Was that dude like having like a road rage or something?
What do you mean?
Because the dude is obviously like he works out and stuff, right?
Right.
When he went on that show, he was just too snappy. Like I understand whatever, but he was just too snappy. So it kind of gave me the vibe like he was having like a roid rage.
Oh, yeah, because people were saying he's on roids. I can't confirm or deny that because that could be defamation if he ain't on it. So I know he likes to work out. He be straining really hard in those pictures and videos to let you know he got muscles. It's crazy. Are you from the East Coast? Because you have a heavy accent. I know you from the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Yes, I'm right. Yes, I got it right. Okay, so
but yo, one last thing. What kind of man that has 100K in the bank needs a GoFundMe?
Him?
A scammer.
Good question.
Imaginary money.
But I call
He said
cap on that.
100K in imaginary bucks.
Big ass liar.
That's super cappuccino because first of all,
he said cappuccino. Hey, I like that.
You out here showing the money. You out here doing all this stuff. You out here crying, and you doing all that, but you still not addressing the real allegations, my boy. Let's talk about the real allegations. All this shit is cute and all this show game shit, whatever. But let's talk about the real allegations, my boy. Why is you running? You feel me? But I just came in to give you your flowers. I've been with you since Rhoda.
Oh, thank you.
This got Rhoda all over it. He's like Baby Rhoda. We should call him Rhodey or some shit.
Do you have a YouTube playback?
I do.
Drop it in the chat, man. I'm gonna make sure I follow you. I like you, man. You said you were with me since
Rhoda,
I appreciate that, man.
God's work, man. We need you out here.
Keep
doing this. Salute.
I like that New York. We need you out here. Say it again.
Yo, we need you. Yo, keep
she
doing
got
God's
love
work.
out here and why she don't even know that.
Facts. Hey, yo, panel, salute to y'all. Hey, yo,
hang in there, man. Still want to talk? Hang on, okay?
I'm here.
Okay, Daquan, you've been rolling up. You already smoked. I know you got a lot to say, Daquan. Talk to us, man. Now you ain't got to talk? Come on, man. What kind of kush are you smoking? I can't speak kush.
Smoking some good shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This shit got me on my ass right now. But yeah, all right, time to lock in. This dude is a piece of shit overall. I've already done my synopsis on the whole caseload with MTR. Even AOK did his little synopsis on the little case or whatever. I've seen Abba Preacher's video as well. And they had some definite points that were pointed out during the whole discussion on him as a person. Bro, he has problems. I don't know what this amounts from. I know where I come from in my situation, and seeing that stream with all three of those women, I don't deny anything that they said whatsoever. Not one of their stories were improbable to what y'all was saying. I seen everything match up, far as the police numbers, all of the order protections, all of the convictions that he had. He's already been convicted for pandering. I believe he's already had a sexual assault case, a SA case that we're talking about right now. That's still currently on his jacket that he's running from. Bro, these are multiple states that you doing multiple violations in. That's causing a bad track record. And then why are you running? Voice of public opinion is going beyond this. He committed criminal acts. He needs time away for him to actually pay a debt to society that's long owed overdue. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those to condone his behavior one bit as a black man. I'm saying it to his face. You fucked up, bro. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. You fucked up, bro. On all spectrums of the plane, bro. You messed up.
And y'all,
ain't no way in hell for one. I'm having a child and I'm not claiming it.
I ain't
That's
never
number
seen
one.
you like
You're
this, man,
disrespectful
especially
as
when you're
hell.
high.
Why would you even lay down and ask for a child with a female if that be the case? Responsibility when you're laying down. Y'all both making that choice. Y'all both have to stay there and actually fend for that child. He didn't ask to be birthed.
That's a fact, man.
And I'm telling y'all, Daquan, y'all, I've never heard Daquan yell like this. And he's high. That's rare. Weed is supposed to make you calm. So clearly that kush ain't doing good. You must got that dirt, Daquan. Because you yelling, man. It's supposed to calm you. He said, you going to stand up. He don't do that. So I know you mad. Okay, Daquan, I appreciate that. Okay, so
man,
guys,
the thought of abandoning a child is crazy.
I want to keep the train rolling. Hold on. The first prime, you're next. Talk to me, sir.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Come on, man. They
Okay,
popping firecrackers out
basic,
here. Come on now.
yeah, but basically, I just want to say that as usual, I appreciate what you're doing. I'm extremely shocked. Like, if y'all seen the comments on that live with the victims, y'all would lose your fucking mind. Cause I was going ham. I did not understand why people kept asking for the license, the license, the license. That just completely ignore the other shit that he did. It's kind of just, it confuses me because they kept asking for the evidence. I'm like, literally, the moment you start the live, the evidence is right there. It's like, did you even watch the fucking video?
Nope.
And then there's like another thing that I noticed because in the beginning, I didn't know where to go, and I was like, I wonder what Daphne gonna think about this. And the MTR posted it, and the thing that caught that what she said, it made me realize I'm like, this dude is a fucking fraud. I'm like, she said, and Daphne, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you said if 500 people called, why don't we got the name of the company by now? And I'm like, that is absolutely true. That many people calling, we should at least know where you fucking work by now. No, bro. That is a lot of fucking people. And another thing that completely should just seal the deal, that should just take out his credibility altogether, is when this dude said he was doing this for veterans and all this kind of shit. And I am a veteran. But the moment he don't get the money, he said a black man can spend this on his birthday. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That
I'm
means
like,
he needs the
so
money.
I'm like, that literally should have just had everybody be like, fuck you, right there. And that was before all that
And
essay and all the other shit. Like, the moment,
and what he's talking
yes,
about,
man,
guys, is this. I still have the picture. This is
look
what
at
First
that
Prime
shit.
is talking about. When he was trying to get that GoFundMe money and he couldn't, this is what he put. He was mad. You'll see in a minute when the picture pans into a closer picture. Give it 1 second and it'll show. If you look at the very bottom of what he's saying, he's mad that he wasn't able to withdraw this money on his birthday. Why would you need to withdraw GoFundMe money on your birthday if it's for humanitarian work? If you look here, he said, black man can't celebrate his birthday now? How you gonna tell me how to spend my money? He's saying that to GoFundMe because you told GoFundMe it's for veterans and single mothers and fathers. and disabled. You didn't say it was to make it rain in the club in front of Rick Ross because you're on his nutsack. And again, guys, when I called the club, he is banned from the club. He was only in the club one day and they said he can't come back. So even clubs are telling him don't come back. So can you imagine what those victims went through when he was in their life? He can't even do right at a club. Well, Daphne, he didn't say that. He said multiple people were saying he was pushing. So multiple strangers telling the owner, hey, this buff guy is pushing women in the club. When you get that from different people, everybody can't be lying. They didn't know him from a can of paint. Then after he pushes people, he rips his shirt off like he's the Incredible Hulk when he's really an incredible scammer. Y'all see what I'm saying? We got bundles and bundles of dollar bills. Well, why don't you send those bundles and bundles to Junior? That's all I'm saying, y'all. I care about his kid having a future. He should care too. I shouldn't care more. But I want y'all to know, you don't have to believe me or the victims. But before any of those victims came onto my show, I looked at the receipts. Y'all know I'm one to call out any woman lying on a man, especially a black man. I'm on your ass. I'm on you. But when these women produce receipts that I can call and verify that those are real police, that's their badge ID. They have the body cam. All that stuff is there. He's avoiding Cali, El Paso, and Oklahoma. So why is he running? Because a black man is guilty. No, because this black man fucked up and he actually did that shit. Come on, y'all, stop capping for these people. Because if the plumber was a woman, if it was Bonquisha, y'all would be praising me and sending me cash apps right now for exposing this woman. But it's not. It's a black man, a FBA man. So it's time for you guys to wake up and see that this man, he played y'all.
Are we
So
sure
at
he
the end of the day,
FBA? I don't want to claim him unnecessarily. Are we sure he FBA?
So I won't claim him as FBA. But okay, so what I want to say to you guys, there's a reason why, like Roger said, that he's attacking certain people. He's tagging me on Instagram, yet I'm blocked. I don't understand. How you gonna block me and talk crap? Then he's telling people I'm getting me a Tesla, but then he's asking y'all for $900 to help these women with their sink. Are y'all not seeing the game that he's running? And then you got these attorneys sitting in chairs in their backyard. If you don't leave him alone, we're gonna sue. But I want to remind you that this man is also claiming that the mother of his child has a disease. Isn't that defamation? So that's how much he hates the mother of his child for exposing him for being a deadbeat dad. Like I said, guys, y'all can sit here and cape for this man. But if he had that money and he had a job, child support would have gotten him already. You don't need to be in the same state to get got. All they do is run your social, see if you're working, and they send it to payroll. It is so easy for them to garnish you if you have a job. But y'all still saying this man had a job. So how come child support couldn't find it? All they need is the social, and they have it. They have it. His officer emailed me and told me when the next hearing was, because I showed her the proof of what he's doing. But y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand what these women went through because you don't care. Every woman is not trying to hurt a black man, believe it or not. We're past the show. We are past it. This man has an issue with falling in love, getting pussy whipped, and then becoming controlling. Now he wants to control what you're doing with your pussy. You can't do that. Everybody isn't cheating. But I'm telling you, when this man works on himself and he gets the help that he needs, he's going to be a better man to society. If Tiffany can change, the plumber can change. And if he does decide to go into the fitness realm, he's going to do well. I hope he does. But first, you have to address those demons. You have to get that help because everybody has something in them that they're good at. And you won't be able to explore that if you're out there doing the devil's work. You feel what I'm saying? So all I'm telling you guys is I'm not going to hold women accountable only on my podcast. Men are going to get the same smoke. And if you don't like that, unsub from me. And stop believing people who were once in my life that I was feeding tell you that I'm a bad person. You can't go from Daphne, I love you, and it's my wife, my mother, and then you to, oh, let me jump on these podcasts and say she's a fake. No, let's not do that because I know I'm nothing like that. But one thing I'm telling you guys today is that I'm gonna change how I do things, and it's because of people that do things like this in my circle. So, with that being said, who was about to talk? Who was that? Roger?
That was me. I just want to say.
I knew it was Roger. Go ahead.
I want to say. I think what a lot of the audience just haven't done, y'all haven't given him enough credit for how stupid he is. Now, I'm not saying he's a person who cannot think. I'm a person who believes stupidity. is a clear choice. I believe he got all this stuff that's going on behind
No, he
him.
has stupid thoughts the whole time. Stupid thoughts.
But I'm saying I don't want to make. I'm not saying to make fun of him. I'm saying to make a point that people
I'm not
actually
either.
need
I'm serious.
to look at.
Well, let's
Because
give him his flowers.
what I'm saying is he's got different people in different states basically claiming somewhat the same thing. Now I will give the women props who got out of there, because I remember women were saying stuff like I was gone within 2 months. To me, that's acceptable for a woman. Somebody can fool you for a short period of time. I do accept that. But the thing is, he did have all this smoke going on in the background. He knew what his situation was, and then you go on the internet. The internet is not just national; it's technically worldwide. You're dumb for even doing that. Then you start saying some lies. I do believe it's something like what you said earlier. I think that was you, the great Peter, said he just did not understand how deep the water was that he was swimming in. Because I thought the same thing. I think that's his issue. He doesn't understand. If I go on the internet on a public platform, anybody who happens to turn it on can see me. That means that people accusing me of stuff. That means the law enforcement officials who's looking for me. That's anybody can start looking for you. Because guess what? You just told them the last place you were a certain period of time ago. So I don't think he registered how dumb this was, or even for him to even go on other shows after he been on the first show. He should have just disappeared with all this stuff going on in the background. So, like for me, I do believe it's just dumb at the end of the day. If I had all these people looking for me, the last thing I'm gonna do is jump on the internet so you can find me.
You know what's
Ego
crazy?
blinded him. His ego was bigger than
Guys,
his brain.
hold on. Gray, go ahead, hun.
You know what's crazy? I agree with everything you said. The fact that's even wild is he's still doing it. He's still on Instagram. He's still on TikTok.
Okay, guys, hold on, Gray, hold on. Guys, when someone's talking, can y'all mute? Because I think somebody's either doing construction or something's going on in the background. Okay, go ahead, Gray. Let me hear you again.
Yeah, I agree to everything you're saying. Here's the crazy and wild part is, right? He's still doing it. He's still on Instagram saying the dumb stuff. He's still on TikTok still saying the dumb stuff. It's like even the club situation, it's like, bro, you literally is telling where you are every time you click or video or something. Yep. I'm hoping somebody would catch him sooner than later.
Oh, they are.
That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah. The feds are going to be like, we need a sync job. Coming. Here I come. As soon as he come up in there. Want some cookies? They're going to grab it. They're going to come from around. Hey, you the plumber? Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Watch. I'm telling you. They do it like that. They'll set you up. They'll set you up. Hey, sir, we'll pay you $1,000. I'm on the way. Cool. We got you. I'm telling you. They're really smart. Okay. Hold on. Someone else said, hold on. So I'm looking at the comments. Yes, yellow. Mary, the person Mary that's in the comments, she is one of the victims. Mary, if you did want to come on, you can, hun. I'm not holding you back from talking. She said he has scared us. Let me tell you, these women, we all have a group chat. We all talk to each other. I talk to these ladies, and I feel really bad for what they're going through, because even though I know I'm getting death threats and all that, I'm built for this. These women have kids. And I feel bad for them, because now they are looking over their shoulder because they see what he's doing to me. But I want to remind you that when all this happened, the plumbers started reaching out to all their exes. Who does that if they are not guilty? That's what I'm saying. The way he was moving was weird. Then someone said they were going to fly my ex-husband out there. Whose ex-husband? I only been married once. I'm in the marriage. So then, like I said, they're creating lies about me. Anything that sounds good. Now I got an ex-husband. I'm on trial for fraud, and I have several felonies. That is what people are putting out there. Like I told you guys, if you're going to say I have a criminal record, you better produce that, or you're going to be in court. Stop lying on me like that, because I would never call out a criminal if I too am a criminal. It ain't true. But I want to let you guys know that when you're holding people accountable online and you're exposing lies and scams, it comes with court cases. I'm not running from that. That's going to happen. I'm going to be in court, because people see my accountability as harassment. Soon as a woman comes out and says, I'm going to get this guy fired because he looked at me wrong, and then I get her fired, she can go right down to the courts and say this woman's harassing me, and they're going to give her a chance to lie, and they're going to wait to hear my side. I want you guys to know that just because I have court cases, it doesn't make me a criminal. I'm human, and I'm not going to stop holding people accountable. If I know I'm not wrong, I'm going to go to court, prove my evidence, and they're going to toss it out. Happens every day. But one thing you won't see on me is an actual criminal record. So please stop spreading misinformation. I would hate to see you in Cook County. If anybody's ever seen those Cook County jails, Google it. It is disgusting. I went there because I wanted to be a detention officer and I changed my mind. I changed it really quick. The smell, it hurts. It hurts, y'all. Don't eat first when you go and visit. So I'm telling you, if you guys are froggy and you want to keep spreading misinformation and you want to join my stalker, you will be on the docket. I'm not playing with y'all. Leave me and my family alone. If I'm not bothering you, why are you bothering me? I'm going for one person, the plumber. You don't have to jump in and try to be his captain, save him. It ain't gonna work. This man needs to own up to what he did. That's how he's gonna become a better man. And I honestly hope that Black men can learn from this and grow from this, because y'all look dumb supporting this man. At this point, I'm gonna think y'all dating if you still support him.
Well, let me get 30 seconds and I got to cut out.
Okay,
I just want to say, just
two,
in case this dude
three,
is actually listening,
4. I'm just playing.
plumber, real talk, just gonna face the consequences. At this point, you already looking crazy. Ain't really
Guys,
much you
hold
can
on,
say.
Roger, hold on.
Mhm.
Is somebody building something? Can y'all please mute? I'm a mute too. Go ahead, Roger.
I'm saying at this point, you're already looking crazy. The women are telling stories. Honestly, it sounds believable at this point. They got all these receipts on you with the background. People have been talking to the police. At this point, bro, you basically blew a great opportunity for yourself. So just go on, face the music, deal with what you got to deal with. Once you get out, maybe go to social media, because you gonna need a job and ain't nobody gonna hire you with your background 9 times out of 10. You can make some money off the fitness stuff. Give the public a chance to forget who you are, so you can come back in 5, 8 years or whatever later, and then actually take care of your responsibilities and then be somebody worthy or something. And I'm not insulting you, bro. I'm just telling you what's real. At this point, you done blew a great opportunity for yourself. You can't fix it. Ain't really nothing you can do. Go on, face the music and just get it over with. Real talk.
Let me ask you this, Roger. Let's say he faces the music, he does a little bit of time. Do you think this man can come back, have a comeback where everybody forgets about what happened and they can move forward with whatever he's doing in his new life? Do you think he can?
Absolutely, because number one, a lot of people gonna forget who he is. Secondly, by the time by the time people figure out what his background was, they be like, "Well, he been doing, he done squared himself away for so long. I ain't gonna hold it against him." And I do believe Black people should learn to not hold it against a person. If they went in to actually if they paid they debt to society, why we can't leave it alone at that point? Let a person start over again, because if something bad happened to you gonna want to start over again. And then if we won't let him start over again, do you not expect him to keep scamming? Do you not expect him to get worse or break into your house or threatening you or something? What he gonna do? Everybody got to eat at the end of the day.
So, and also I want to give a shout out to Miss Williams. I think you reached out to me, but Miss Williams said, ladies who are victims, please reach out to me about writing a book about your experiences with the plumber. Success is the best revenge. That is really sweet of you, Kendra. So if Kendra, email me and then I will reach out to the ladies. One of them is actually on the panel. Mary, are you there, honey?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Kendra, if you want to email me on how I can, reach out to I give the ladies your email, and then that way they can reach out to you when they're ready. Right now, they just want justice. I don't think they're at that point. But Mary, you can go ahead and speak for yourself, honey. I want to speak for you. Go ahead, dear. How are you doing? I know it's been tough.
It has been really tough because we still continue to make police reports and incident reports, and the most bashing that I've gotten is about my weight or how can I bring a Black man down. But I grew up around Black men. I date Black men. It's not even about the race thing. So him bringing up a race thing, she's trying to bring a Black man down. That really hurt me because it's not even about that. It's about the person that you are and how many women you have hurt. And the most bash that I have gotten is, oh, she's doing it for the clout because she saw him on a show and he went viral. No, you guys do not understand how triggered I was to see this man's face. And my first thought is, I need to bring awareness because a woman is going to end up in a body bag. And after I posted this video, so many women, not just us four that have went on the show, but there's about 5 other women that have dated this man with a similar story. They either didn't stay as long as we did, but we're still continuing to get threats. We're still continuing to get phone calls from block numbers because he creates text-free numbers. And again, I don't want to recycle the things that I've said or that we spoke about in the other shows, but I kind of just wanted to speak on behalf of all of us because I was the one that came out with the story on TikTok, Pretty Girl Glaze. I put my name out there. I put like my face out there because the other women are still scared to do so.
Right. And guys, I wanna piggyback off of Mary. Mary, send those women to me too. You guys, if you guys heard what Mary just said, there are a plethora. I love using that word for some reason, but there are a plethora of women out there who did not tell their story. She just said there's about 5 of them. I knew of 2. There's 5 that were scared to tell their story. So I bet you if y'all heard those 5 women, and we did a part 2 of the first episode of me talking to the victims, and they all told similar stories, would y'all believe it then? For him to have all these women, it sounds to me like he's probably dated about maybe, what would you say, Mary? How many women do you think he's dated in the
I don't
last year?
know, but
50?
he has threatened all of us. He has continued to bash us, and I'm gonna sue you. I have multiple text messages from different phone numbers talking about I'm gonna sue you for this and
Me
that.
too.
You can't sue me for something that I didn't lie about and that I have receipts about.
There you go.
Sugar in my
There you
gas
go.
tank, receipt. Police reports, receipt.
You're
Everything
right.
receipt.
You're right. And guys, and again, Mary was the first person I reached out to, and she didn't trust me at first either. But Mary, I want to again tell you thank you out loud for giving me your time. And no, you did not ask me for money, for clout. But what makes me mad is how there are other YouTube channels out there
Right.
that took their voices and y'all are posting it on your YouTube. Well, I'm here to warn y'all. This is something I hope you guys are listening to. If you did not ask me for permission, because when you ask me, I ask the ladies. If you're going to sit here and make thousands of dollars off of their stories, you better be giving them a cash app. I don't want anything, but them, they deserve it. It is not fair for y'all to use their stories of telling you about damage to their place, a property that you got these women crying on your show, and you guys are making all that money off of these women, and you didn't
Right.
ask me anything. And it's not hard for me to strike you. I could easily get you a strike, and then you'll be mad at me. So I'm asking you pages to do the right thing. I went and looked at it. I saw about 5 pages who have amassed almost 1 million views off of their stories. That is fucked up. And I don't remember y'all reaching out to me, but I do want to give a shout out to the pages who have reached out to me and said, hey, can I do a reaction to this? Yes, you can. So all I'm saying is a lot of y'all didn't say nothing to me. And it's not fair for y'all to use their voices and you didn't ask them. Like, I don't
Right.
care that y'all use my stuff because I don't get paid. I do it for free. But those ladies deserve something if you guys are getting something. It's only right. It's
Yeah,
not.
and
It's, go ahead,
I
Mary.
mean, there's been multiple YouTubers and big pages that have actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you do, can you do a review of your video or can you do a interview on my show?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, "We're willing to compensate you, but I didn't do it for the money." And he's gone on multiple YouTube videos that went viral, and he's gotten paid over $4,000 for these YouTube videos. But what about the car that I had to replace? What about the 4,000 I had to pay to move because I was so scared because he knew where me and my kids lived and where I worked? What about the girl before me that he destroyed her house and did about $30,000 of damages, and he even stole her garbage disposal?
That
What
was my
about
issue. That was
yeah,
like
what
my
about the
He
issue.
was
girl
tearing
after
shit
me
up,
that
wasn't
he
he?
hurt?
Yeah,
And
And
we
that
we
was
didn't ask for any money, but it's not fair for him to come up on these YouTube videos and make so much money, and he's begging for money, $900,
okay.
$13,000. It's a
Hold on one
lot.
second, Mary. Is it true that the plumber has a fansly? Is that like OnlyFans?
We have we have we have
Wait,
pictures of him
are you
making
telling
that.
me that he's showing his body on Fansly?
Yep, and there's been multiple guys commenting, and he's not
Okay,
deleting those comments.
multiple guys saying what?
Mhm. Oh, let me see your body, or this, that, and that, and that. And we have pictures, so it's not like we're making false allegations.
Did he like the comment?
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he didn't
Okay,
delete
that's
it.
great. Okay, but you're saying that he now has a Fansly. Do you make money off of that?
You do.
Huh. So he's really. And what about this Tesla truck?
Jesus.
Is he gonna get a
So
Tesla truck? Because I saw that story. He
So
said
it
he's
looks like
getting
he's
that.
renting a Tesla, and he's also not staying at his house anymore. And also, he's claiming that he's going to get a Tesla truck. But what about your son?
Oh, okay. So if he can get a Tesla truck, we're gonna have bigger problems. How can he get that if he's asking people for money on GoFundMe? He just asked people for $900 to help those 2 ladies.
Yeah. And how was
Or
he
were
going
they
to say
paid?
that I lost custody of my kids when I I clearly didn't. They're with me. They're yelling at the PlayStation right now in the background, but yet you can't take care of a kid that looks just like you.
So, I mean, guys, all this is proof. And I know he keeps tagging me because he don't like me. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, even though he's a piece of crap, I still said I hope that he can be reformed, fix himself, and use those lanes that he created. That you're not qualified. And I hope he learns how to spell your right. How do you get a journeyman license and you don't know the difference between your? I hate, and that's how I knew it was him, guys, when
Yeah.
he texted me and said, I'm gonna sue. Promise. And all the, and then he said your, and he said it wrong. And it bothered me because I'm saying that's what you keep doing. His shirts originally had the wrong your on them, and someone called him a dumbass. Then he went back and fixed it. So all I'm saying, guys, is he repeats the same patterns. He spells the same way. So I just want you guys to know that this wasn't to tear anybody down. I was just really disappointed in black men this time. Black men, I'm really disappointed in y'all. Y'all really showed your asses on this case. And I'm disappointed in the black men that I let in my life that I really did help. Whenever they needed something, I tried to be right there for them and try to encourage them. But black men, y'all got to do better. And I'm saying this because it's not about the black women. There are black women out there that are trying to destroy y'all. And then there's women out there that want to help y'all. So why are you trying to hurt us? Like I said, if I did something to y'all personally, I get the attacks. But you guys are going hard for a man that doesn't even love his own son, but he doesn't mind telling you guys he's doing humanitarian work. And even when I showed you guys that that was his brother, y'all still don't believe me. When I brought the mother of his child on here and she confirmed it. If you guys go back to his Kites interview, he even says, shout out to Daniel. That is the name of his brother. He told him, but yet nobody caught that. Nobody. Go back to the Kites interview and you will see. You will see this kid here. This is his brother. But remember, he's a humanitarian. So I need y'all to understand the little lies he tells you guys. Y'all don't go back and y'all don't research. And let me tell you, the attorney that has been writing for this man, he's still writing for him. He's still doing lives. And he's saying that I am encouraging black men to follow me. I want to remind y'all, I'm not the first one to talk about this. I came in late.
Yeah.
So if you're going to attack someone, Aber and Preach were one of the first ones that called him a piece of shit. And they said, why did it take y'all 2 weeks to do what we found in 2 seconds? But nobody's talking about Aber and Preach. They're talking about me. So again, I did not attack his criminal record. I attacked the money he still owes because he said he got all this money. If you got all these debts out here, then you don't have 100K. So again, it sounds good. And then this job of imagination, we still don't have proof that he got fired. So again, guys, I need y'all to stop coming at me. I'm not the only one. I came in late to this party. So all I'm saying, guys, is I hope that people can do better. It's making me mad to the point where I might just stop going on YouTube and just keep doing what I've been doing on my Instagram and just be done with it. Because I'm really tired of people coming at me. And those that know me know that I go for the truth and I do the best that I can to make everybody happy. I do a lot of stuff, but you guys are letting these small itty bitty pages tell you guys lies about who I am. If nobody's been in my circle for years, they don't know me. If someone's only been in my life for 13 days, how can y'all believe someone telling you that I'm a criminal? If I'm a criminal, why am I here? I'm not running for nobody. But I want y'all to know that I do have court orders against black people because they don't know what no means and they don't know what leave me alone means. So I want y'all to know that I'm not out here to destroy people. But I want you to know if you're trying to do what I'm doing, it's going to come with court cases. Because nowadays, anybody can go down to a court and say, my feelings are hurt. It is so easy to get a report. Allegations are something, you're right. But when someone has allegations in 4 states, everybody can't be lying.
Not
I
just
can see,
4.
oh, well, 40, I don't care, 50. This person has allegations in a lot of places. And again, if it's a pattern. So I want you guys to know that there's a difference between people who are attacking me because I'm holding them accountable and someone being attacked because they won't face up to what they did. These women had to pay to get things fixed that he destroyed. But one thing that he took from them, he took time that they'd never get back. And even though these women might have trusted him because he laid good pipe it doesn't give him a right to treat them like he did and accuse them of cheating. So what I want y'all to know is that we got to start supporting the truth and stop supporting these lies. And it's easy to say that somebody's a liar and they're a scammer. But when you're showing the receipts and y'all still don't want to see it, that's what bothers me. So I'm letting you guys know that on this YouTube stuff, I might be taking like a year off and just disable it, because I honestly love Instagram and Twitter way better. People don't really fuck with me there. But on YouTube, you can't block people that are saying the most dangerous things. You can't. And I'm not going to sit here and dox everybody. It's a waste of my time. But YouTube doesn't like me anyway. YouTube was never my lane. I only started doing shows 2 years ago. But I want y'all to know that my accountability, I want to keep it back in these groups, because clearly when I'm doing things that are out there, people want to attack me. And it isn't fair for me to be under all this fire. And all those people I help, nobody stands up for me. It's crazy, but I will stand up for someone else, a stranger. You know how many people's jobs I saved? You know how many kids I saved this year? You know how many police told me, I wish you worked for us? A lot of them have, but y'all still don't see that. Y'all want these idiots online to tell you that I'm a bad person. You know how much drama gets people paid. The truth doesn't. Remember that. So people that are in my circle that leave and want to go and gossip like bitches, they're going to do that because they're broke. That's what they want to do. But I want y'all to know, if you want the truth, come to me. Don't trust these people that have their feelings are hurt, their ego is bruised because they're bad people. But if you ever come into my circle, if you have a history of domestic violence, I'm the wrong person to ask for help. I just don't, I can't, I won't. I won't. And if you're going to hide that from me and I have to find out through a kid, we cannot ever be cool. So I want y'all to know that a lot of my haters might tell you this person said I'm this, but look who's saying it. I can guarantee you they have a record. But one thing I want y'all to remember is that these victims, every day they're scared. Every day they don't know where he's at. What state is he in? He's like a ninja. He keeps going from place to place. He's scaring a lot of people. And there's still a lot of victims out there that haven't even told their story. I don't even know if y'all want to hear it. It might be worse than everybody's. But y'all heard the mother tell you he put his hands on her too. She has police reports on him too for that. She put that protective order in place because he couldn't keep his hands to himself. And then she did not show up to court because he threatened to kill her. But y'all think she's lying, right? The same threats that Mary's talking about, the same threats that the other victims are talking about, the same threats that I'm talking about. But y'all don't want to believe none of us. That he's not doing that. She's texting herself. Y'all don't want to believe it, so you want to make up a lie about what I'm doing. That's okay. But I know what's true. Mary knows what's true. And boy mom knows what's true. We all have similar stories. And when I looked at how he was texting them, that's how he was texting me. Then he slipped up and said, apologize or I'm going to sue. Hold on. I am. You're not supposed to be the plumber. Got him. That's what I'm talking about, guys. And I still haven't filed a police report on him. I haven't. Because what he has coming is far worse than that. I'm the least of his worries. So, guys, I'm going to do a round table with everybody on the panel, and then I'm going to wrap up. And I want to say thank you guys for listening, because I planned this show at the last minute. I really did. And this show was supposed to be about the Rhoda versus the plumber. But unfortunately, I had to read messages from people telling me things I didn't even know. I was shocked. I really was. But I want you guys to know that if you think you're going to come into my circle trying to use me, trust me, you're going to go through a screening process this time. I don't trust nobody, and I never will. But I do want to give a shout out to Abba and Preach, O'Shea Dukes, MTR, Yanni, The Gray Pill. These are people that I really do like and listen to. These are people that know who I am. Godfrey, the Godfrey podcast, that's one of my good friends. A lot of people said I was lying about that too, right? But then y'all saw me backstage with him and Dante. All my haters didn't have nothing to say. I even gave y'all a video of me. So those who say I never cam up, she never cams up because she's a guy. Go to my shorts and you will see me cammed up. I did a cam of me smiling, and then I panned it to backstage with comedian Godfrey, my husband, Dante, and some women. We had a great time. Godfrey is a really good guy, and he will be coming back on my podcast, and we're going to do shows. I'm going to bring a lot of flavor if I continue here. I might just bring him to Twitter. Twitter's funner. But I'm just saying, guys, I'm trying. So at the end of the day, if I ever stop YouTube, please follow me on Twitter. It's celebrity. Instagram is the queen of accountability. I just think that YouTube is a place where I don't like it anymore. It's too much. At least on Twitter and Instagram, I can ban people and never hear from them again. On YouTube, you can't do that. So when people were calling my victims liars and hoes and saying that they would grape them too, all I can do is hide them from my channel, but they can still see my videos. So how am I winning? How is my victims winning? So I'm just saying, guys, I really do care about people so much that I don't need this. I don't get paid for YouTube, so I don't care about YouTube. No offense to people that sub to me. I'm sorry, but I don't like YouTube anymore. It's not where I want to be. And there's people on YouTube that harass me every day, and I'm forced to hear about it because people tell me on my YouTube. If I can shut YouTube down, I have them blocked everywhere else. I just feel like that's a better thing for me. But I'll still keep the accountability, but you'll have to see it on my other channels. So guys, with that being said, I want to start with Gray Pill. You're first. Last
Yeah.
words?
Yeah, again, I'm gonna echo this. It just that's the double-edged sword of a hero. When you go out your way to do something, you don't practice what you preach. If anybody's a biblical person or not, and even still would deal with karma. When you go out and do the right thing, preach the message, do the good work, it's always going to be antagonists. It's always going to be haters. It's always going to be the demons coming out. That's what's going to happen always. To marry anybody else, I already said this to Mary before when she hit my panel. Even after all this came out, you and y'all ladies focus on healing. When I say people got eyes on these clowns, trust me, I've seen a lot of this work that Queen Accountability did, plus the fact that it came out even before her. People is watching this guy. It just sucks that she's the only one that actually went beyond and beyond of all this, even to help y'all out and say, hey, let me get y'all the justice y'all deserve and which is needed. So I'm taking lessons from her. And I'll leave it like that. I'm just gonna step, man, because like I said, this was got so real. It's not no reaction to like a fresh and fit, goofy stuff, something like that. It's like real people lives. These are real people lives being messed with. And then now we sitting here like we acting dumb like this wouldn't happen. I got sisters, I got aunts, I got a grandmother. The moment you look at my mother wrong, I'm already gonna run up your face.
Ooh, wee. Okay, Great Pill, you dangerous.
I'm more react. Like I gotta think before I speak. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to stuff like that, you have to think. Because this is some real stuff, and I'm glad that that Mary and all ladies came to you because you handled this very, very well. When she came to me, I was like, hey, somebody's lying, let's have a conversation. And it went from there. And then when a lot of stuff came out, it's like, okay, now we got conversation, real conversation.
Great Pill. I just want to interrupt you. Forgive me for this, but
no, you good.
Mary didn't come looking for me. I went looking for Mary.
Thank you for
correcting. So I just
correcting.
want to let you know, she didn't come for me. I asked her. Yeah, I just want to make it clear. She was not looking for the Queen of Accountability. She had her own lane. Am I right,
Thank
Mary?
you.
And then I asked her if she can speak to me, and it took a little bit, and then she trusted me. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. Mary, I reached out to her, and then she gave me access to the other girls. It was hard getting in because they didn't trust me, which I don't blame them. I wouldn't trust anybody at first. So I just wanted to say that I went looking for Mary.
Oh no, you're fine. So again, thank you again for doing this. You know what? You at least showing an example for me because when I started on the internet and YouTube side, because I didn't like this either. I'm more on like the gaming side, the goofy stuff, whatever. But when I see stuff like this and I hear people saying, oh, there's nobody that ever does this, you're an example for me to tell the people like there are people out here that does this. There's other people that out there that does that. I promote all the time from other people out there because I don't have the gifts and talent or the education for other things, but I know other people does. Go there. But unfortunately, there's a lot of toxic people want to be hooked up on this goofy drama stuff. So thank you again for being y'all, and thank you again, and y'all have a good night.
You have a good holiday tomorrow too, Great Pill, and that's why I sub to you. You do have gifts. That's why I sub to you. And if there's anything I can do to help you with your page, I will be more than willing to help you, man. Even if I shut my YouTube down, I want to make sure everybody that's trying to make it, that you guys make it. At the end of the day, I don't want people to do this type of work if you cannot take having a court case. Let me tell you, I piss off a lot of people. And unfortunately, in some states, they don't have to wait to hear my side. They'll take that person's side and bam, you have a warrant. It's that easy. I've never had a warrant. So when people were sharing that on all these YouTubes, I want y'all to know I'm not running from anything. But the person that did that, they knew already they were in trouble because I sent them a cease and desist. So they had to get in front of me. They had to get in front of what I was doing to make it look like I'm a bad person. But I'm not a bad person, y'all. I've been doing this for 9 years. And ever since the Rhoda case, I let an idiot into my life. The idiot was only in my life for 13 days. And this idiot has been harassing me for the last almost 8 months. So when I tell you guys that this is a person that is attached to me, that is obsessed with me, they are deeply rooted into their obsession. They're so obsessed that they were able to go down to the courts and lie on my character to get the warrant. So people keep assuming my warrant is because I violated something or I broke a law or they're gonna come and break in my door. No, when I called the sheriff's department, they let me know, hey, we do it backwards. We just want you to come in, come all the way out to this state, and then we'll give you a court case and send you back to your state. They said if you don't do anything, it'll expire. That's how petty it is. So I'm not gonna just not let it expire, but I'm handling my stalking case. Once that's wrapped up, then I'll go to the next thing. At the end of the day, guys, I'm moving on my time, not your time. This is about me. But please stop listening to people that have court orders tell you that I'm a criminal. The last thing I would want is a record for stalking strangers online. You get that on your record for 2 years, I can promise you no one's going to want to do business with you. So again, I don't have anything documented on record that I've done anything bad to people. But remember, I was doing this for 9 years before I finally got a court case. So I would say that's pretty damn good. I should have 1,000 court cases. You know how many people I shut down? I've shut down probably over 100 GoFundMe's in the past few years. I've gotten so many women in trouble with CPS. I've gotten so many people in trouble for fraud and scamming. So you would think I would have 1,000 court cases. So 9 years in one court case? Come on, you guys, you should be applauding me. That's pretty damn good. Because a lot of people that do what I do, they actually have records because they go at it with people. They don't play. I'm just not going to go at it with people. I didn't work hard and get 4 degrees, 2 master degrees for me to have a fucking criminal record. I have a criminal justice degree, 2 of them. So at the end of the day, y'all, come on. Y'all know how it works. Okay. The First Prime, talk to me, man. First Prime, moving on. Okay.
Hello.
Come on, man. Wake up.
Also, also, I just want to say this real quick. I'm gonna be real. I don't think he'll be able to find a way for him to come out of this. It's possible, but I just feel like he done too much stuff to where it's kind of like he won't. It's going to be like life. I see him mainly getting life in prison for doing this stuff,
Oh,
especially
wow.
since I just heard that he got 5 more victims. Like he done abused, SA, stole, and the one mother, she said she was fearing for her child's life at one point. So that's child endangerment. He got a lot of stuff, and he's doing this in multiple states. He's literally a criminal for the country.
Mm.
So I literally don't see like it. Now that I think about it, I can kind of see why he running. He kind of realized, oh damn, I'm fucked. I might as well just try to keep running since I don't know what else to do because he already done fucked up. Now the one
Yeah.
time he did it, he should have like Roger said he needed a reward for other stupidity
Mm-hmm.
because the one time you did it, maybe he could have been like, okay, I should have came clean, did my time or whatever, and then actually tried to do better. But no,
Mm-hmm.
he just kept doing it on repeat and kept screwing around. And that's what I gotta say about that. But one more thing I want to say is Daphne, and listen, y'all need to hit Daphne up to get a shirt because
Oh, thank
the
you.
father, the father, the father, the Father's Day shirt. When I tell y'all, I was literally sitting at work. I got a message. She said, "What do you think about this?" And it was Transformers. I don't know how the fuck she figured that out. That's I couldn't believe it. I laughed so loud. My buddy at work looked at me like I had mental issues. And then when the shirt came in, my dad laughed and he had the same reaction I did. He said, "How the hell?" I said the same thing. And she got Optimus Prime and Soundwave, your favorite Transformers.
So guys,
And he said,
hold on. He purchased 2 shirts for me and he told me about Transform. And who was it that passed away?
um, Well, recently my uncle passed away
So
a couple
that
of
was
days
your
ago.
uncle. That was your uncle, correct? So your dad's brother.
Uh, I kind of suck with my family tree. It's kind of all over the place. But I would say mainly my mom's sister, brother.
Okay, so guys, he likes to transform the Transformers. His uncle passed away, so I told him, "Let me create something for you." So I created 2 shirts that had the Transformer logo, and I had his uncle in between 2 Transformers, and I put those on a shirt.
That was my
And
dad in the on the symbol.
Right. Okay. And then when he sent me the video, it actually it brought me to tears. They were so happy to get something that was custom made that nobody has in the world. I love doing that for people. So thank you for saying that you loved it. I still have the video that I can post whenever you give me permission to post, but it makes me happy when people get the shirts that I make for them custom. I don't charge anybody anything extra. If you say I don't like it, redo it, I redo it. There's no cost. The shirt is still the price. The price is still the price. But when someone loses someone they love and they love like something like Batman or whatever they love, I become creative and I make something special that no one in the world has. And let me tell you, I also sent something custom to Richard Jefferson. You guys know Richard Jefferson used to play in the NBA. He's on ESPN. I sent him shirts and cups to his business and he cried and he reached out to me. Remember, me and Richard Jefferson had a little debate on Twitter. So he gave me his number. I called him and we hashed it out. So shout out again to Richard Jefferson, who, purchased stuff for me too. Like I said, guys, people say my shirts are weak, but there are celebrities, NFL players. Tim Jamison, that used to play for the Houston Texans, he bought many of my shirts and I had it delivered to his big fat mansion. So people might not like me, but these celebrities love me. So at the end of the day, guys, Chaos, thank you, man. I'm glad I was able to make you smile. But like I said, the video, it was really touching. So thank you for that, okay?
Oh, I'm Prime.
I mean,
Told you,
Prime. I said,
chaos.
I'm looking at Chaos and looking at you. I meant Prime. Sorry, Prime.
Well, I'm gonna take it all back. She
No,
never sent a shirt,
I'm
y'all.
thinking Chaos is
No, she
next.
never she
Chaos
never
is
sent a
next in
shirt.
rotation. I'm sorry, damn.
I'm
It's late, man. It's 10:30. Chaos, come on, man. Bring us home. Come on. Chaos.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, come on.
No, I'm trying to remember. There was something else I did want to add. It's not coming back to me about this thing with the plumber.
Are you smoking too?
No, man. I'm trying to remember. I should have said earlier when I was talking, but I already said enough. That's why I kind of let everybody else speak because people started to come up. My thing is this. And I never use Twitter. Kind of how Twitter works. To be honest with you, live
You better
stream.
go on Twitter, man. Twitter is better.
I'm not sure how Twitter live stream works. That's the only thing. Somebody got to show me how that works.
I'll show you. I like Twitter because you can post unedited stuff and it won't get reported. And the last time I had a Twitter space, there was like almost 6,000 people listening into my show. Plus, a lot of celebrities follow me on Twitter. And I just love when they're in my spaces. It's cool because people think that celebrities are like, they treat you different. But I think there's like 20 celebrities that follow me right now on Twitter. So I'm loved on Twitter for some reason. But YouTube, I just don't like how you can't block people. If I was able to block pages that are talking about like my deceased mother, I would be better on YouTube. But I can't respond to people like that because if I do, they'll go down to court. So I have to take the attacks, and I'm just not into that no more. So yeah, but
yeah. Let me see. You got that mouth where it said, "Oh, you're so offensive."
Hush, Chaos, shut up. Who would defend their family, Chaos?
They said, "I'm going to sue you." How dare you talk about that? That's tell you got skills, right? That's that Chicago love, man. I tell people, man, beware people from the shy. They got that mouth, man. It's gonna say.
Anyway. Okay, you crazy. Okay.
But my last words is this. Be good, Daphne. I did saw a little short. I'm not sure what I was watching. I saw like little pictures here. I know it was a video, but I saw Godfrey and stuff. I know you were actually gonna put yourself on short, so I watched that.
Yeah, I like people to see that. Yeah, Godfrey is a really good friend of mine. We met during the Rotor case, and we just haven't, stopped talking. Guys, when I went to his show in Schaumburg, let me tell you, Godfrey is funny as hell. He was funnier than D.L. Hughley. He was funnier than Bruce, D.J. Davis. I went to all those shows and sat VIP, and they didn't make me laugh like he did. And then after the show, Dante was like, yeah, come backstage. You know how those people be when they love their job too much and they don't think you deserve to go backstage? Yeah, Godfrey said, no, her and her husband can come backstage. I said, move. Now move out of my way. And guys, we got treated like celebrities. He also gave me a gift, some hats and a shirt. I'll post that later too. But shout out to Godfrey, man. That's a good friend of mine, and I can't wait to see him in another state. Like I said, that's one of my good friends. And yeah, people thought I was capping when I said we were cool. And I was sitting VIP at a show, and we went backstage and we had an amazing time. I told him I figured just say that. We did all that backstage. We talked about the Rhoda case. We talked about the plumber. It was really good. We spent like about an hour with him after the show. So shout out to Godfrey, man. You know, I'll call you later. Okay, moving
All right.
on. Daquan.
That's it. Thank you. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, dear. I see you rolling up that dirt. Go ahead, man.
Man, listen, this ain't no dirt. This
If
is
it
some
wasn't dirt, you
good
wouldn't be
shit, my
smoking
nigga.
another
This
one.
some
All
uptown
you need
funk.
is
I
one
got
if it
this
ain't
off of
dirt,
what.
Daquan. Y'all,
Listen,
Daquan smoking that
listen.
dirt, y'all. Okay, go. I'm
Nah,
just playing. Go ahead. Go ahead, Daquan.
I don't know
Go
what
ahead.
you talking about.
I
You
know you know
probably
I'm just playing with you. Go ahead,
nah.
man.
Stop playing.
Go
But
ahead.
overall, streams are always enlightening. I always appreciate being a part of this panel just to give my formal opinion. But overall, it hasn't changed. He has a lot of work to do from a lot of aspects to the point where he has to start putting in arrears for his child support to the point where he might actually have to sit up and do some serious time. Like one of the two's gonna have to fall into place because the third option, we can't talk about on here. Respectfully, I'm gonna
Yep.
respect
It
your
better be
channel.
prayer. It
I'm
better
gonna
be
respect
prayer.
your channel.
That's right.
I'm, I'm,
Respect my
I'm gonna
channel,
act.
man.
I'm gonna act accordingly. I'm not gonna act stupid. But if people had actually heard me while I was cursing in the chat when I was muting, while my voice was muted, I was going off.
Oh yeah, he
I
was.
understand he ain't where I'm at. I'm not where he is. So I'll wish him the best of luck. But bruh, it's about that time you start kicking in. Word to Miss Pearly. I ain't even going to lie to you.
And I want y'all to know Daquan has been on my team. Daquan, would you say a couple years now? Or
Yeah.
over a year and a half? Because I've been
Say
doing
about
shows for about 2 years now. Yeah. So
say
guys,
say about closing in on two. It sounds about right.
Daquan has special privileges, even though he became a mod late in the game. But guys, Daquan is someone that has been in my circle for like 2 years. Daquan, have you ever had a disagreement?
Not at all, madam.
Have we ever had an argument?
Nope.
See, real recognizes real, right? So this is what I mean where I said when people, if they've made it in my life to over a year, you family. But typically people don't get that far if they're trying to get from me. One thing Daquan's never did is said, I need. He was
Never.
always offering up, ideas and on my show, he's always calm, cool, and collected. People always say he's gonna get you shut down for smoking weed. He's been doing this for years, and we have not got a strike. It is not a crime for him to smoke. So Daquan has his own thing, and I
Especially
always
if I'm in New York. Is legal in my
well,
jurisdiction.
yeah, you fine. No, I'm just saying, I want people to understand that you hold a special place in my podcast. So, like I said, Daquan is a good person, and so is Miracle Denise. She's been in my circle for a little bit too. So, like I said,
I
there's a
love
lot of people
Miracle.
that have made it past the year mark, and we still here. So, I'm just saying, real
We ain't
recognizes
going
real.
nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I want to go to the playback room. Talk to me, man. Final words.
Just real quick. I remember, I don't know if that was the first time, but I remember the first time Daquan was doing what he do.
The
And
dirt.
then somebody said, and then you was like, hey, yo, hold on, Daquan, you can't be doing that. And he quickly went off camera. Like I remember
When he
I
first did
remember,
it? Dang,
I
that was a
remember
long
when he
time
first did
ago.
it.
Daquan, was that me that told you that?
Yeah, it
I
was
was
you. It was
scared.
you.
No,
Nah,
because
you was
somebody
on
told
them.
me. Somebody told me in the chat he's gonna get you shut down. So I said, Daquan,
Yeah. I
and they was
remember.
lying.
I remember
Yeah,
that. Yo,
yeah.
Daph, I've been back here. I've been in the background. But I've been back here. But I definitely gonna be. I'm gonna be out there more.
I
Because
hope
I just
so.
love. I love what you do, and I feel like it's needed. And it's just a breath of fresh air to just watch somebody. Just hold accountability like that. It's just beautiful to see. I think we're kind of losing that. I don't know where we got to the point that nobody want to be held accountable. Man, woman,
Right.
other transformer. It's just everybody seems like it's allergic. But just on one final thought, because I'm sitting here trying to decipher this dude, right? Daphne, could this be a cry for help?
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good question. Yes, everybody. No one
How
is
dumb
perfect.
can you be? How dumb can you be to know that you have all these problems with the law and all of these problems with women and you being a deadbeat and doing all of that, and then you're gonna go on a show Like it just doesn't add up. Like it's not adding up to me. So I'm sitting here trying to decipher this dude train of thought, and it doesn't add up. So I'm like, the last thing on my mind is like, okay, could this be a cry for help?
Yeah,
because kind of like the other dude on this panel. Pardon me for not knowing your name. I don't think there's no coming back from this. I don't see it. I really don't see
you
it.
know what? I think that's one of the most important parts of this. It's not a cry for help. He needs help. Guys, the way he's acting, it should tell you already who's in his circle. These same black men that are donating to him and supporting him, they're not telling him, bro, stay off the internet. Bro, if they really cared about the plumber, they would tell him to stop doing what he's doing. Nobody's trying to stop him. Bro, you said you got all this money, then you say you don't got the money. Now you're saying you buy a Tesla truck. Bro, you're not buying no Tesla truck. It sounds good. I'm about to buy me a Bentley tonight. I'm gonna go out there tonight and buy me a Bentley. Don't it sound good? But it don't mean it's gonna happen, right? So again, someone like him needs the right people in his life. Clearly, everybody is fake. He needs somebody to tell him, bro, let's get your life back on the right track. Remember, these are allegations until they turn into convictions. So I'm not gonna convict the man, but he does need to stand up and face what he did. That's all I'm saying, or face what was said that he did, because those are serious allegations. If somebody said that he flicked them or he called them ugly, then yeah, you could take your time. That's not a 911. But a 911 is being looked at for sexual assault. To me, that's a 911. Criminal property damage, that's a 911. $5,000. Now, mind you, in Oklahoma, if he reaches 5,000, that's a felony. He's at 4,500 right now, and he's supposed to be paying 124 a month. So by the time he hits September, he'll be at felony level. So we have to pray for this man because he's gonna have a lot going on in September. So all I'm saying is, I hope that this man gets himself right, and I hope to see him in the fitness side, telling people his story and what not to do. I honestly think he has a chance. He's only 30. Now, I don't know what his charges or his convictions might be, but I do know that this man can change if he's just like Tiffany, wanting to change. If he wants to be a scammer, you ain't gonna scam in prison. I don't think those 5 years he was scamming Tyrone and Cell Block D. You can't scam men that are in there for the rest of their lives. I tell you that. If anything, he's probably washing some drawers, making a couple license plates, doing dishes for 5 cents a day. But I guarantee you he wasn't running that prison. He might say he was, but he wasn't. So at the end of the day, guys, all I'm saying is I think this man can change if he wants to. And I hope and pray for him to change, because I don't wish bad and death on people. That's not right. But when you do wrong, you have to stand up and say, look, I did that. Let me own up. That makes you a man. So again, so thank you. That was good playback room. Miracle Denise, final words. Come on, boo. Miracle.
I'm here. Hey,
okay,
hey,
come on, girl.
y'all.
Wake up, Miracle.
I'm sorry.
Y'all be holding me back, y'all. I'm trying to go to bed. Come on, Miracle.
Okay, so first I want to say, Daphne, I don't blame you. I can see why you're keeping your circle small. It's like every time you trust somebody, like every time you give the benefit of the doubt and you go against what you already said, because you said this before, that I'm not going to trust anybody else. I'm not letting anybody else in. But every time you go back on that, it's like they show you why you shouldn't have done it. So I don't blame you. Because you don't deserve any of this is happening. And then also all those people going against you saying that you got criminal cases and you have felonies, they're slow. And I'm gonna tell you why they're slow, because I've never seen anybody stay in contact with the police more than you. If you was guilty, I don't know why you'll be. And then it's not like
that makes complete sense.
You're reaching out to them, so that they slow.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. They even said it. The Houston PD got tired of it. They was like, "Yo, we good. We got everything, bro. You literally gave up every single explicit detail that would be needed for this woman to be prosecuted. We appreciate your services. We will send you a fruit basket in the mail."
Hey, Miracle. Out of everybody that's spoken today, you saying that, I never even thought to mention that. If anybody's ever heard my recordings, I give them my government name. I don't hide. So if I'm felonies, and you're right.
Law enforcement love you too much to throw you in jail, Daphne. What the fuck is wrong with you? You help them more than they help themselves.
That's so crazy. Their hate for them, and it just blinds them that they slow. That's the only thing I can break it down to. They are very slow.
Yeah, but remember, drama gets them checked. The drama gets them paid. They get the checks off of saying she's a felon, she's wanted, she has 20 court cases. But check this out. They'll say that my court order, and I want to talk about that. Miracle, I'm glad you said that. Let me say this real quick. I want to tell you guys, do you know how hard it is to go down to a court and get a court order against someone that lives in another state? Because they don't live there, so there's no immediate threat. So what that means is that you'd have to have damning evidence to get this judge to sign off on a no stalking order for someone that lives in an entire different state. I've gotten 4 of those approved, and none of them live in this state. So when people are out there telling you she got a judge to lie for her, let me tell you, the same court that approved my order denied a Black woman's order and got her 10-year-old son killed. So do y'all see what the fuck I'm talking about? She produced evidence that her baby daddy threatened her in state, and the judge said that's not enough. But I showed the judge 50 pieces of evidence of the person that has been stalking my life. The same person that's telling y'all she has a warrant. And what did the judge say? Approved. This person's had an order against them since January. So how come y'all wasn't riding on me with the warrant in January? Because y'all are not smart. Like Miracle said, y'all not thinking. Ask that person to show you their court order. I promise you they won't, or they'll tell you, well, she lied to a judge to get this. So how did you get the warrant? Y'all see what I'm saying? So I lied, but you told the truth. Let me tell you, it is hard to get court orders in Illinois against people in other states. It is hard. I was there for 7 hours and I produced 50 pieces of evidence. She was sick to her freaking stomach. And since then, I got another 100 pieces of evidence. So when I tell y'all that I'm not guilty, I'm not. That's why I'm not running. But I'm going to deal with my case here first. I'm going to get everything worked out. But I want y'all to know that when you're holding people accountable for being liars and frauds and thieves and idiots, this is what comes with the territory. I accept it. 9 years, not one blemish in 9 years. That's a long time, y'all. So when you got these Black women and men trying to tear me down because they're mad, their ego is hurt, because they can't get money from me anymore, because they don't have access to me anymore, this is how they act. Like a scorned lover. It's embarrassing when people say, are you sure you guys are not fucking? Do you know how embarrassing that is? No, I only knew this person for 13 days. 13 days and you got 150 pieces of evidence? Are you sure y'all didn't fuck? Do you know how embarrassing that is, y'all? I got a husband. I never even met them. So I need y'all to understand that when people are out there telling you, I just got a judge to give me a court order, it's not that easy. You got to really have enough evidence because it's not an immediate threat. So I want you to know that I had enough. And at the end of the day, show me a record of me doing anything wrong to anybody. So don't let these idiots cloud y'all judgment on the queen of accountability. Miracle, I appreciate that because I have contact. I have about 20 different officers' numbers in my phone, 20 from different states: Florida, Cali, Arizona, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Tennessee. I'm not scared to call them. I don't run. And when I show them what I got, then they believe me and say, okay, we'll wait for your trial. We got you. No problem. You're not guilty. We get it. So again, guys, there's always 2 sides to a story. Well, really 3, but they always give you a chance to tell your story. It's just that some courts move differently than others. But one thing, don't let these people lie on my name, y'all. I'm not a criminal. I don't have felonies. I'm not on trial for fraud, but I do have court cases against people, and people have them against me because I held them accountable. One thing you will not ever do is talk about my deceased family. I will always go to bat for my family if they can't speak for themselves. But that's how low Black people will go because they want you to go with them. And I ain't gonna lie, I went low with someone, and that's why I got that trouble because I said leave me alone, and I said it in a way that they didn't like. But when you attack someone's deceased family 3 times, and then you get men to do it, and then you got men telling people that me and my mother had a bad relationship, that's why I don't like Black women. Did you not think I was gonna respond? Did you guys not see what happened to Soldier Boy when he told Metro Boomin Happy Mother's Day and his mother got murdered? How quick did he turn around and say, my bad, fam, my fault? Why did he apologize? Because you don't talk on the dead. In the streets, that's a bullet. That's scary. You can't talk about the deceased and kids. People take that seriously. And Soldier Boy almost learned the hard way. But what was he doing? Doubling down. And Metro Boomin didn't even have to say anything to him. It was the streets that held him accountable. Do y'all see what I'm saying? So why is it not right for me to defend my mother and say, leave me the fuck alone? Y'all get what I'm saying? So don't let these people tell you that I'm bad and that I stalk people. I don't do that shit. I'm just saying on YouTube, they don't let you block people who can't stop thinking about you. That's all I'm saying. All you can do is hide them, but they can still see what you post. So I'm just saying, y'all, this is crazy. Okay, so now on to thank you, Miracle. Next is MH. You had anything else to say, hun?
Yeah, well, I meant to say earlier, and I forgot, is that, as somebody who's done day labor, who's done contracts, done all that stuff, what did it for me was when he would not produce the proof that he was terminated. Because as somebody who's done these kinds of assignments, and again, I used to day labor, they will give you something. You'll have a last pay stub. You'll have some record of note.
Facts.
So, that's what did it for me. Everything else was just extra, and the essay was just that was the last straw, because I don't think there's no coming back from that. By the way, my condolences again for your mom. I think that's
Man, it's
goofy
okay.
to talk about someone's dead relatives.
Listen, my mom has been gone for a long time, but those that know me know that we're still fighting the case
It
in
don't
court.
matter.
So
You never do that.
thank you. Yeah, but you got some people that know that that's a rough spot. Anybody that's lost a parent, if you encounter somebody in person and they said something about your deceased parent, you're not going to say, God bless you. You have an amazing evening. No, let's not act like you guys wouldn't go to bat for your parents. Let's not act like you guys wouldn't stand up for your deceased family. It's just when people talk about your deceased relatives and they go past you, that means that they have nothing on you. So I want you to understand, when people get no contact and no stalking orders, don't let people tell you that I'm silencing them because they were trying to expose me. You guys had time before that order to expose me and you didn't do shit. Now when I put the order in place, I'm trying to silence you. Stop the cap. Whenever you
Nope.
talk about somebody's dead relatives, it's because you're a loser and you're an idiot. And then these same people will sit there and go on all these YouTubes and create all these YouTube channels to continue to bash me. But people like MTR, O'Shea Dukes, I produced receipts of what this person has done. And now that person is starting to get booted off of their moderator skills on all these pages. They tell you, oh, I'm signing contracts. No, they're not. They're getting kicked out. So when I produce people, when I show them their proof, when they're hearing bad things about me, and also shout out to Kites. Shout out to the Kites podcast, because they came to me like human beings. They apologized for their followers attacking the victims on my page, and they also sent me credible information. So they showed me who they were. They said, look, we had no idea. We almost ran with this idiot's narrative, but here's what they said about you. Got it. Bam. So at the end of the day, when you produce receipts to people and they see that you're not lying, they're more inclined to give you the proof that, hey, you are being stalked. Here's the proof. So this person thinks that they're winning, but they're losing. People are starting to see that they shouldn't be moderating anybody's channel when they're over here trying to destroy a Black woman because of their jealousy. So this person thought they won, but there's a lot of people that are already booting them from being moderators on the channel. So I just want y'all to know that there are people in this world that actually seek the parties that are being bashed and say, hey, what's your proof that this isn't true? Bam. Daphne, we are so sorry. We are so sorry. They were saying you were this and that. Now we see it. So at the end of the day, guys, the truth will always speak for itself. I don't have to do what they're doing to me and show y'all their actual government name on a record. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to move in silence like I've been doing. So at the end of the day, guys, it's a battle going against people. I hate that I'm going against my own people because they're so jealous of my shine. And there's bigger pages that bigger than me, but they're attacking me because they don't like what I do. And I want to remind you guys, before Rhoda, Egypt Sherrod tried to sue me. And this is a woman that was worth $5 million at the time. She did a YouTube and told everybody, I'm suing Queen of Accountability, because she said that I was lying about her lying about a sex trafficker at a gas station. I called her a liar. And I showed a video of me talking to the police and them telling me she never called us. So this woman wanted to sue me, and everybody said, yes, the Queen of Accountability is finally going to get sued by a rich woman who has an HGTV show. Do y'all think it happened? No. Instead, the police came out and said, The reason why people put napkins on their gas pumps in Georgia is for the germs, not because of sex trafficking. She doubled down, but guess what she did? Egypt Sherrod inboxed me and said, Daphne, my apologies. I was wrong. I should not have went live on TikTok saying that a trafficker was trying to take a woman. She put an innocent man's face on video. Do you know they could have killed him? But she apologized to me like a woman. So I'm always going to say shout out to Egypt Sherrod. This was a millionaire that threatened to sue me. Do you think that Rhoda has more money than Egypt Sherrod? So guys, Rhoda isn't my big case. Y'all just didn't give a damn that I held a celebrity accountable. Come on, you guys. So anybody that's been in my circle, they know I've worked bigger cases than her. The Georgia police told me the truth, and I posted the truth. And a guy from CNN, he had my back too. 25 years with CNN, and he had my back. So again, guys, I'm not scared to go into the fire. I'm not. She was going to sue me. She probably would have got a court case against me for that. And I would have fought it and won. But she never got that far. The truth came out, and she apologized. So there are some really good women out there that will say, you know what? I was wrong. And she was one of them. So again, please don't think that Rhoda made me. She didn't. She didn't, y'all. So anyways, okay. Kayla, my girl Kayla, y'all. You're going to get the final say, and then I'm out. Go ahead, boo.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Hi,
I'm
panel.
Good.
So listen, I'm
Hey, mama.
listening, and I'm just, hey, Daquan, you
What
tickle
up,
me
baby?
all the time. I'm telling you, you keep
I'm
tickling
trying
me.
to tell you. That's my auntie right
Oh
there. How
my
you doing?
goodness. I'm doing fine. But listen, I'm sitting here, I'm listening. I watched the other lives that you had over this subject with this turtle child. And it just boggles the mind. I was in one of the lives earlier today for that Don, the Duke, the Don, whatever his
So you
name
saw what
is.
they were talking about? Because I didn't get to see it.
Oh yes. And it was just it was mind-boggling with that child in the chat uh, making the negative comments and stuff like that. But the funny thing of it was the fact that they kept saying, well, yeah, she's got warrants and this and that and the other. And I'm like, okay, now, I worked in law enforcement for many years. I used to be a federal PO.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the things that officers do when they are investigating, especially if they're detectives, they have to investigate the people that they're getting the information from, because when they take that information to the DA, in order for it to stick, your credibility means everything, where they're getting that information from. Their credibility is called into question if they present information that has not been thoroughly investigated. So, of course, if you're doing the work that you do and you're calling police constantly, they're running your name. They're running your background, just like a
Yes,
license
ma'am.
plate.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if they're doing all of that, if you had a warrant, they would have been calling a CPD up here to come pick you up and have you go to court, because either you're going to be held on that warrant or you're going to be released if that warrant isn't active. And people should know when people have warrants, because a couple of things I've heard that Turtle Child say was that the warrants were old. Well, let me make this clear for everybody that's listening, him too, and all his cronies that are listening. Warrants don't just walk away and jump off a pier and they're over. If you have not went back to court to have it adjudicated, that warrant is going to be active. Period. So if you had a warrant from 1825 and you never went and got it adjudicated, it's going to still be active. Now, whether or not that particular jurisdiction wants to come back and say, well, it's so old, we're not going to deal with it. But generally, if it's within a few years, it's still going to be very active, and you're still going to have to go to that jurisdiction and have that adjudicated. So in that, he needs to stop, amongst all the other things. But also, I wanted to say, in terms of the possible current charges and different things like that, I think I remember you mentioning that he's on probation from 2013.
No.
If
Yeah.
that Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You
Because I
wonder
was going
why
to say, if
probation?
he has Yeah, if he has an active probation case, anything he's running, he is running for several reasons. The primary one is if he has an active probation case, that means that anything that he has been doing illegal from this point backwards or forwards, those are going to weigh heavily in conjunction with his past criminal history. All of those are going to weigh on anything that he has going forward. So of course he's going to run because he does not, which is why, in part, why he's running from the child support, besides the fact that he doesn't want to pay it. But he knows that if he goes into court for any reason between those cases and the child support, if he has active warrants and probation, he is going to immediately be held and go to jail and has to be held accountable for those things. And then those charges are going to stack up. There's a certain level of calculations that are done between all of those things. So, for all the people that want to be capping for him, as y'all say, and supporting him and all this foolishness, you all have no idea how you all are helping him to hang himself, because you're not telling him to turn himself in, go back to the original jurisdiction where he should be, where his cases are, and deal with the consequences. Because right now, if he's on probation and he hasn't gotten released to move to all these other states by his probation officer, because usually you have to get permission from each state to move and live in other states. If he hasn't gotten that, he's essentially absconded probation. And so now that's another few additional charges. Each state he moves to and he hasn't had permission from his probation officer from the original jurisdiction, he's got other charges in addition to what is already pending.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So got that cop background. She don't play, y'all. She don't play. And I'm glad you said that,
Nah,
Taylor.
that's facts.
I'm actually like I said, I speak to the sergeant of the Illinois police. I speak to him a lot, so I know if he knows what's going on. Like I said, they already spoke to the people that are trying to accuse me. They spoke to those police officers in that state too. I'm fine. I'm okay. I have a lot of police officers that say that I'm a great person. I have several emails I've sent to them to let them know that officers look at my work and they commend me on helping them solve cases, help kids out of dangerous situations. So let me tell you, when you get a cop that will send an email saying that you're a great person and they've been around you, they've seen you solve cases with them and give them evidence, that goes a long way. So I'm not going to let some idiot tell people that I'm a criminal when these cops are going to bat for me. Like I told y'all, I've helped cops in many different states with people. Like I said, people know my work. It isn't just Rhoda. We got Jasmine Moss when she was letting her daughter give people waxes at 4 years old. I got people. Like I said, I'm not scared to call them and give them my name, ID number, license. They get it all because I'm not scared. So again, I'm not running. I just want you guys to know that there are some things here I have to get rectified. The stalking orders and all that. I'm always in court over people that don't know how to leave me alone. So because I cannot respond to them because they might see that as intimidation and all that, I have to stay quiet and do it the legal way. So again, guys, I want you guys to know that we all have things in our life that we're not proud of and things that we might have said that we're not proud of. But one thing I can tell you, everybody I know will always go to bat for their family, no matter what. And if I have a beef with someone, I would hope they would keep it with just me and them and never dox my deceased mother to find out what she did over, 2 decades ago to hold it against me. At the end of the day, guys, I'm always going to stand firm on what I do. And I hope that I can continue this journey on YouTube, but I don't see it lasting too much longer. I feel bad for my victims who had to be victimized by idiots. Unfortunately, YouTube does not let you block people. So all I can do is hide their comments. But then they'll create a new YouTube and go back with it again. Also, the trolls who were talking about MTR's deceased father and saying that MTR needed to die. They wish he did die of cancer and didn't beat it. That really broke me. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him because at the end of the day, these are human beings. And you got these black people telling him that he should have died with his dad. Can y'all understand that? That hurts. This man beat cancer And I got a friend that died of cancer. I got a friend on Facebook right now documenting her cancer journey, and it's not going well. So while you women are attacking me, there are people that are not able to have the health and strength to even argue back. I got a friend whose tumor spread to their throat where they can't even speak. I don't know what I would do. And then I had a friend that passed of cancer this year who planned her death, picked her casket, picked her plot. Do y'all know how scary that shit is? And she left behind 4 beautiful kids. And she only knew me for a few months because when she sent me her GoFundMe, it was at $900. And we got that up to almost $700,000. And I wanted no credit, but she still put me on the GoFundMe. It got so big, Sean King took a look at it. But at the beginning, when she went to those Sean King pages, they wanted a payment from her to share that. But then when I shared it, they got a hold of it. And one thing about her, she told me she loved me until her dying day. So women can say that I'm not good and I'm fake, but I got the approval from a mother who left behind 4 kids. And even while she was sick, she told me she didn't like my stalker either. And let me tell you how heartless my stalker was. When my friend passed away and I put the big little post on my YouTube, she posted hours later like she knew her, knowing that she didn't fuck with her. That's what she did to get at me. So if she'd do that, y'all should see how dangerous the person is. But y'all still cap for this person. And it's okay. Because in the end, justice will prevail, y'all. That's how it works.
Always.
And I want y'all to know there might be 30 more court cases for me in the next year. Because when I piss women off, this is what they're going to do. They're going to run the court trying to shut me up because I'm exposing their scams. Women do this at higher rates than men. And to the person who jumped on the Duke of Don's podcast trying to hurt me, know that that went to the police. The same police that you cried to saying that you're scared of me. How dare you? How dare you? And I hope you get help because now you don't have access to me anymore or my money or my time. And I hope that you find something that you're good at in your life besides lying on people. And I hope you can keep your hands to yourself because there's a 17-year-old out there right now scared to death that the next time they close at their restaurant, you're going to be out there waiting to do a part 2. Yeah, you got a kid scared. So at the end of the day, you can say what you want about me, but don't have me bring these people onto my podcast and make you look worse. You'll never get a job. What you did to that kid? Nah. What you did to those women in April? Nah, fam. Not gonna work here. I did my research. So please, I'm telling you to stand down and stop spreading lies about me. Keep playing the victim role. Keep playing that role because this is not the role you want. You know what you did. And you're worse than the plumber because he didn't hit a kid. You did. So while you're out here trashing my name, remember what you did. Because I spoke to that owner and he's ready to tell his story. And his child is too. On video. So leave me alone. Keep playing the victim role. You're not going to win this war, but go ahead and keep playing that game. They saw your criminal record, bro. You're not scared of me. I should be scared of you. Ike Turner Jr., I should be scared of you. How dare you? So Duke of Don, be careful who you're letting on your podcast. Tell him to show you his criminal record and you'll never talk to him again. Like I said, these men can do what they want to try to tear me down, but I'm going to keep helping Black men. But unfortunately, if anybody wants any of my help, I put my email right there on the ticker. Please email me. There is going to be some things that I do before I take your story, your case, whatever it is. I would no longer listen to people for free. You guys have wasted enough of my time. No more. And it's sad that these Black men are messing it up for other Black men. But to those who are already on, my that are in my circle that I'm giving counseling to, thank you guys for remaining who you are. I'm changing a lot of lives, whether y'all believe it or not. And this podcast was also sponsored by someone who I'm working with right now. He's a Black business owner, and I'm gonna play his video before I cut out today because he's doing something great in the community. He's into cupping. If nobody heard what cupping is, a lot of athletes do it. Regular people do it too, but athletes have been doing it. It increases your blood flow. It's a lot. So I want to give this Black man a shout out because he sponsored today's podcast. I've never been sponsored before, so it makes me feel good. And I did sign 3 new partnerships today. So God is good. So while one Black man is trying to take one away from me, God gave me 3. Y'all feel how that works? See, when you get a partnership, you're You're working with people. You're not working for people. See what I'm saying? That's what I do. So you're not going to take away what God has for me, bro. He won't. So at the end of the day, guys, I want to say thank you for listening to my live. I'm going to have more lives, in the future. If I do decide to do it on Twitter, please join me on Twitter. It's Celebrity. CELEBRID. I just like Twitter better, y'all, because I feel free. And then when I'm in that space, I usually get about 6,000-7,000 listeners, and we just tune out and we have fun. It's just that YouTube don't let you say certain things. On Twitter, it's X-rated. I remember one time I logged into Twitter and I saw titties. I almost lost my mind because I was in front of people that I didn't want to see that. Y'all got to be careful on Twitter too. It's sneaky, Some of y'all are nasty on there looking at stuff like that. So it just pops out on you, y'all. And I'm like, what the hell? But Twitter allows you to get away with certain words that I can't say here. And they let you show certain things that I can't show here. So a lot of people were asking me, what kind of pictures were you getting? I can show it on Twitter and I won't get in trouble. So that's what I'm saying. So guys, thank you for joining tonight. I appreciate every one of y'all. And like I said, people are going to talk about me because they don't got shit going on in their lives. And if I'm bringing you content and you're making money off of me, you're going to be paying me. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be your content every day. You guys got to start finding something that you're good at. Even my haters. You guys are so focused on me, you're missing the blessing God has for you. I feel bad for you. I wish you guys can focus on yourself. And if you have kids, you should be focused on them, not me. I have a husband. Why are you obsessed over me and you're not obsessed over your own kids? That's weird. So I'm just saying, y'all, we got to do better. And black men, don't do me like that when I've helped you. Don't do me like that. You know what you text me. You know what you said about me. Any black man that puts me before his kids, I'm questioning that. I must be really close in your life. So don't now go out and do a YouTube tour talking about me when you know what I did for you. I try to stay quiet, but if you're going to keep bashing me, I will bring your victims onto my show and I will make you look worse. And then I'm sure you'll really go ghost. Don't play with me. Stop trying to ruin me because you're not happy and your ego is bruised. You didn't take nothing from me. You gave me 3 more partnerships. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to stop fighting for my reputation. I really do care about black men and women. And I care enough to tell you you're fucking up. And I care enough to tell you that I need space from you because you're not where you need to be. So again, to any of those black men who think that I'm wrong for holding the plumber accountable, please unsub. We're not going to get along because this podcast isn't to just bring down black women. It's not. It's to hold people accountable at the same level. I'm not going to be one-sided. Okay. So again, it's back to business. I have about 200 things I haven't posted. Now I got to find days to do it because I was focused on the plumber. Now I got to get back to regular schedule. I have a lot in store. Okay. So guys, at the end of the day, I hope you guys all have a good 4th of July. Please don't get drunk and drive. Think about it. Don't be driving your cars if you're drinking, y'all. You can kill someone. So please, if you're going to drink, stay your ass in the house. If you go smoke that Reggie, stay your ass in the house. Okay?
Bullshit.
So guys, let me play this video and then I'm going to close out. I want to say thank you to all the people that came on to the panel today. Shout out to the Roger Report. He is a great friend of mine. He's a black man that works very hard. He's the reason why I started my podcast. So please go and follow the Roger Report. He is very, very good at what he does. And he has shown me a lot. He is like a mentor to me. So the Roger Report, if you're listening, thank you for always being real in my circle. Even when we had a slight little baby disagreement, we never fell out. You never told my business. And you know a lot about me personally. And I know a lot of things about you personal. So again, there's really good men out there that have not folded on me. But those men have known me for close to a decade. So I don't expect someone that hasn't known me that long to really know who I am. So again, now I know what to expect. So again, guys, I just hope that we can all grow and get through all this together. And to those like the Playbook who have been a part of my accountability train, even with Rhoda, they know how I get down. And they know I'm not a bad person. I'm not. So again, I hope you guys have a good night. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this video, guys, and then I'm going to head on out. Thank you guys. Have a good night, okay? So let me play this. Here we go.
cupping device.
Well, there it was, y'all. So please make sure you follow that page. I'm gonna play it one more time because it was so quick. But y'all, please support Black businesses, okay? This man has a great discount. If anybody knows about cupping, then you know what it is. It is a great device, and this man works very hard to help the Black community. So please support this Black man who's trying to make it, doing something legit. Legit is the key word. So we'll play it again, y'all. Make sure y'all mute because I heard y'all talking. Don't talk. Listen. I'll see you guys later.